I don't have friends. I got family.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Sierra 117. And you're watching Xbox Ultimate. Now, finish the fight. Chief out.
And hello, everybody. We are live. I think everything's working smoothly, and this is Xbox Ultimate Podcast, episode number 59. Thank everybody in the chat. We had like a lot of people here ready for the show to get started. I love that. Shout out to Jesse B, SB, Chris Jones, Anime, Micah, Masshole, Peter, Matt Byrnes. Hey, Matt Byrnes secured a digital PS5, so congrats on that, dude.
Congrats, brother.
Got a unicorn, man. Yeah, dude. Atuku and Gula. Hey, all you people, thank you so much for being here early for the show. And we're gonna let people funnel in, and we're gonna have some fun talking a lot about some more Xbox stuff. We have an awesome panel today. Two of these people we're sure gonna be seeing a lot more of on this channel as well. So I'm gonna get into a little bit of that. But also we have another awesome person that's been on this show before. He is a mod, actually, on maybe the most popular community-led Xbox podcast in RDX. He's also a 3D printer connoisseur. He has a badass room that I'm a little jealous of, even. And hey,
maybe posters on your wall, bro. Your room's getting better and better.
Dude, if you go back and watch the first video of my, like, for my channel of my room, it's like the TV's not even there yet, and it's like there's nothing on the walls, so you can see it progress over time. But I remember when you were moving into your house, and you were setting this stuff up. You sent me some pics. I'm like, oh my god, it's amazing. I love the 2 TV setup and stuff. But besides that, hey, OBllWAN, what's up, dude? How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Just been doing a lot of 3D printing. And I actually have not. Last time I gamed was the No Gooders night in Red Dead.
Oh, really?
Wow. That's the last time I touched my Xbox. I'm just doing a lot of this, going to work, taking care of the kids. It's school season's just starting, and so not much, man. Thanks for having me, though.
Yeah, love that you're able to be here, dude. You were showing off.
One thing, Lupa, if you see this, I miss you.
Yes.
And we all miss you. So can't wait to see you again.
Yeah. And speaking of that, we're missing Lupa right now, like we have been for a few weeks now. So our thoughts are with you and your family. Hope that everything is well. Lady is on a hiatus right now as well. She's taking a break, a much needed break, getting some things taken care of. 3-Bit is crazy busy again with work, and he's taking a break as well. And then my wife is still sick. So we filled in this panel also with people that are going to, like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot more of them on this channel, right? So one person in particular also guesting on this show is Jasper. You saw him if you caught Fun Pop the other night. He is a new panel member on Fun Pop podcast on Wednesday nights, and happy to have him here. Super knowledgeable gamer, has an awesome YouTube channel that dude, don't be modest, come on. You need more subs on the channel because you actually put out high quality videos with your gameplay. The gameplay is actually high quality and stuff. So hey, Jasper, what's up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on the podcast tonight. It's appreciated. Check me out on Fun Pop on Wednesdays.
Heck yeah, dude. And then Phasma. So I should have done ladies first. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
All good.
I'm sorry. But I'm all thrown off because the panel's so different type. We got Phasma, who is going to be part of this new show that we're going to be starting on this channel. It's probably going to be airing on Saturdays, still working out the kinks with some things, but looking for an announcement on that in the next maybe week or two. And thank you for agreeing to do that, and also for being here tonight to help us out fill in this panel. What's up, Phasma?
Hey, I'm Angela, also known as Phasma. I like to pre-order games.
You get some flack for that.
But no, I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me on today, and I'm really excited for our new show. So looking forward to more information about that myself, but I'm very excited. So thanks.
Yeah. Then we have two of my brothers from this awesome panel, Magnificent Seven, one and only Pong Soul, who we had a fun discussion last night about acquisitions. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter today like, hey, everybody stop talking about acquisitions. I will never stop.
Never.
It's fun. It's too fun.
Right.
What ifs, the possibilities, you know what I mean? It's just fun conversation. Come on now. What's up, Pong? How you doing?
Doing great, man. I feel like I was just here. Oh, that's right. I was last night. No, man, that was a great time last night. Great to be back here Friday night. Obviously, we have the absolutely amazing and wonderful Phasma with us tonight. We've got the absolutely incredible Jasper Gaming with us. A pleasure to do a first podcast with you, sir. As always in the chats, of course. And then, of course, Obi. Look, Obi, we were this close, brother, this close to having an angry cry fest tonight over Battlefield. And I'm just glad you and I do not have to go through that tonight. So that's a good start to the week. And then obviously all the smoke that we've had going on. It's just fun. Like Mav said, it is absolutely incredible. This is the best part of the industry. This industry is just crazy right now. There is so much going on at all times. That's what we're here for. So if we want to talk acquisitions, we're going to talk
acquisitions. But we lost Pong. No, hey, he'll be back. I think his Surface or PC must be having a problem right now. So hey, Pong says hi, everybody. Hey, then we also have the mellow fellow from outer space, the one and only Psychonauts. What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Not much, guys. I'm just here chilling with Master Chief, getting ready for next Friday for the flight test. So, we're talking about some acquisitions today and some other fun stuff that's been going on behind the scenes.
Neo Game Spark in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pong had to go do another podcast real quick.
You gotta go do another.
That's a good one, bro. Oh man,
Low Ping Soul. That's my favorite.
Low Ping Soul. Yeah, that's better. We can use that as one of his nicknames. There's Long Dong Pong, Encyclopedia Gaming, dating back to the very first game ever created. Now Low Ping. I love that. All right, guys. Pong will be back in a minute, but I wanted to actually bring up. We're going to get into some of that acquisition stuff. We're going to get into some of these other things, but the acquisition thing, I'm going to do it in a fun way. It's going to be a little different. Okay. But first, I want to talk about this game that is actually on. It's a PS5 game right now, right? But also, it's an Xbox game. It's weird. But it's because it's an Xbox franchise, and it's a creation from an Xbox studio now in Arkane. And this game is actually potentially a Game of the Year candidate right now. It's getting rave reviews, and it's kind of like, the reason I wanted to bring this up was because even though this game right now is a PS5 exclusive, because of contractual obligations before the acquisition and everything like that, there's that word again, acquisition. It's a huge win for Xbox to have another IP that Xbox owns that was just created that is a clear critical hit, right? So with Deathloop, Xbox has within the first year already of Arkane being a member of their studio, of their stable of new studios, they've created a new IP that is a critical success, and they have another new IP that is actually coming next year in Redfall. So hey, like Arkane, nobody really talked up how big Arkane was going to be in the fold when the Bethesda ZeniMax acquisition happened, but they're already proving their success and their capabilities right now with the launch of Deathloop. So, hey, Obi, because you're like technically the guest of the channel right now. Hey,
I mean, I haven't.
You haven't
I
touched it.
I have stayed away from it. I have not seen anything on that since it was announced. I am completely closing myself off because I want to wait.
So you're gonna wait till it comes to Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a PS5, and that PS4 over there is I don't know what's wrong with it. It can barely turn on, but I'm holding out, man, and I'm hoping that something can happen where it can come out early for us. You know, someone hit the release button on accident or something. But I'm excited to hear what everybody has to say about it, and you know, a lot of people in this community are respectful about spoilers, which is appreciative.
Oh yeah, this is not about necessarily going into.
I'm just talking in general in this community.
Oh,
everybody's great about that, especially when a new game drops. People kind of just say they love it, they hate it, and they don't really go in the depth, or you know. And but I love what Arkane's doing. That was something I thought about when the acquisition happened, was that Xbox just focused on Bethesda. They did not focus on any of the other teams, and when that acquisition happened, they got 2,500 employees, and you know that they just got, and it was like they were only focused on that big Bethesda, and it was, you know, there's so many great teams under that umbrella right there, and that's so awesome to see that they're sticking out and shining, man. I love hearing it.
Yeah, and that's absolutely like what this is all about, because you know, I feel like people are like, oh, okay, they're gonna make another Dishonored, and people were kind of like, yeah, that was good and all, but we're kind of like sick of that stuff now, and you know, because they had Dishonored 2, and then they had the expansion, right? And then the Prey came out, which was a successful game with like critically, but I don't feel like it gained a lot of popularity still, even though it reviewed really well. So personally, I wasn't into Prey. I found it like kind of hard to get into, right? When I was playing it, and the same with Dishonored. So Arkane for me was like, okay, that's cool. Like they make games that people are going to like.
I only played Dishonored one time. I wasn't really into the stealth, and I've never actually played Prey, so I don't have any experience with them much at all. But you know, that can change. That backlog's getting smaller.
Yeah. Have you ever gone back to one of these games that you just never liked, and then played it because of something else you liked, and then all of a sudden you love it?
I didn't think I'd ever like the Wolfenstein series, and I ended up loving it completely. I started with New Colossus, I think it was, which was the newest one, and then I kind of been going backwards in the wrong order, and been loving it. I think Dealer and Lethal pointed me to go play those games, and I loved it. I mean, those games got me through when I was in between houses. I mean, I was playing that, and I think it was New Order that I was playing, where the whole zombie thing comes in. It changed the whole game for me. I loved it. So just to think, and those are also owned by Xbox now too.
Yeah, they own those studios too. It's crazy. That's another one that nobody's talking about except for the IP. Nobody's actually
that, and then also another Doom. I never thought I'd like Doom, and then of course I got peer pressure in that one too.
Right on. Doom Eternal or Doom 2016?
Doom Eternal would have been a perfect game if it wasn't for the platforming in it. You know, because I don't think that there's Olympic bars in the 7 circles of hell. So that's the only part I don't like about it. I mean, and the guys chalk it up to me as, I hate it because, you know, I think it's a horrible game. No, I think the story and the gameplay is amazing. Just the jumping around. In my opinion, the Doom 2016 gameplay is way better. But the story in Doom Eternal is pretty badass.
Yeah, I agree with all those. I like the environments in Doom Eternal too, though. The various variants in the environments. Welcome back, Pong.
Thanks, appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a new nickname.
Which one was that?
Low Ping Soul.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I like that.
Yeah, that was Neo.
Go with that one.
Yeah, gave that to you.
Yeah, no, Neil's coming up with some good ones for me lately. So
yeah,
I see him on other shows shouting me out and stuff. So appreciate you, brother. Love you. Thank you.
hey, Phasma.
Yes.
How cool is it, right, that Xbox has just this studio that nobody was really talking about that much as part of this acquisition, and now, hey, within the first year of them being a member of Xbox Game Studios, they created a new IP that is a potential Game of the Year candidate.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, they actually had two. Psychonauts was another Game of the Year candidate from Double Fine, right? Like, do you think like Arkane has been forgotten about and maybe it deserves more of a limelight now as one of these top tier Xbox devs?
Are you still asking me?
Yeah.
Yes. I think we're going to see good things from them in the future as well. I don't think that they're not going to just go away. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot. I think there's a lot coming that we don't even know about. So yeah. I don't know what else to say.
I like Psychonauts.
I am only about an hour into it right now.
You gotta get in.
I know first of all, it's because I'm always like in
pre-ordering games.
So yeah, I'm always pre-ordering games. That's all I do in my life. Make spreadsheets.
Yeah. Why do people give you crap for pre-ordering games? I don't understand that.
I don't know. Well, like, here's the deal. Okay, tell me your theory.
No, I can't say it on there.
Okay. But if I'm not trying to turn this into a sex thing, but or gender thing, like if a man posted that he was pre-ordering games, does he get jumped all over? I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
I think that does happen, but I think for some reason like females do get attacked more, right? But I have seen like just weird responses where people just get triggered by your own decisions. Right? You post that you're doing something like, hey, I really enjoyed that chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A or something. And then somebody will post in the comments, you shouldn't eat that. It's bad for you. You're going to die.
I noticed that when you tagged me in some, the Emperor when I was doing that Palpatine run, there's a lot of weirdos in your comment sections.
Yeah.
The block feature, the block button has been getting used a lot.
Why aren't you playing with me? And, we should be playing together. And I'm like, what did I get drugged into?
I'm so sorry.
No, there's some weird individuals in this community.
That was just Ains, for God's sake.
That's funny.
But to go back to Psychonauts, I kept dying in the same encounter, and it would take me back. It would take me back like a little bit, and I'd have to start that whole scene over, and I got sick of doing the same thing over and over. So yeah, I will go back to it, but I have to be in the right mindset for it.
Yeah.
Besides, I'm enjoying the Division.
I loved it. I don't know if the rest of the panel beat it.
Yeah,
I think I beat it when I was in the party with you guys. Yeah, it was amazing. And I was under the full impression I was not going to like that game at all.
Yeah.
Same.
That's two within the first year, 2 IPs come out. Oh, well, Psychonauts was already an existing IP, but it had been one that had been dormant, right? So within the first year, we get Psychonauts 2 and Deathloop that are, Xbox franchises, right? That are getting Game of the Year talk already, right? And you just put yourself back into the last like 2 or 3 years. That wasn't in the cards, right? Like this acquisition stuff. There's a reason people get excited about the thoughts and talks about this kind of stuff, and this is why. Jasper, what are your thoughts on Deathloop and Arkane? Like, do you think they've been like overlooked, and now is like, hey, don't forget about us. Like, we're gonna make badass games, including maybe even Redfall next year.
Well, we still got to see. Deathloop was made by the main Arkane studio in France, so we got to see how the Austin studio performs with Redfall. So it's just, I think the Austin one made Prey, so that did pretty well. So they're off to a good start. So we just got to keep seeing how they do.
Oh, so the Prey studio is the one making Redfall?
I think the one at Austin's making Redfall. I think they made Prey too, but
okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't really like even look too much into this stuff sometimes. It's just like when it's like a good studio like Arkane, I just kind of trust that if they have two studios that they're gonna be pretty equal.
Yeah.
Just blindly. I just by association.
But it's Bethesda, so you know, like the Fallout one's made
Yeah.
usually in Maryland. That's pretty good. They shipped it to Austin, and we got Fallout 76. So
yeah, that's true. But hey, I will say this, guys. Fallout 76 was a mess, but if you do try it today, it is a completely different thing. So they didn't abandon it.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I'm gonna make me. I just deleted it from my Xbox because I was like, I gotta have room for other
boost.
games.
It's got NPCs all over the place. It's got it runs like butter. You know, like it's Fallout, but with friends. You know, you could. It's a. I haven't
you get
played
a free
it with
month of it
yet.
now.
You
It's
get
very good.
Yeah, I think it's one that is we just all wrote off, right? And
Wait, you still have to pay for it?
No, it's on
It's in
Game
Game
Pass. They
Pass.
just have
Oh, I thought you said
they have Fallout
free
76
free
Premium
month.
for free on Game Pass, so you can get
Oh,
all the
okay. I
stuff.
was like, I heard free month, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no. We're good in Game Pass.
Hey, let's get to the super chat real quick. KY Bob with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, KY. You're awesome. He says, I got to be honest, Mav. You got my hopes up earlier when you said that WB Games might still be in the cards. Then I thought about it. Since the acquisition possibility went public, we haven't heard anything from a WB studio. I guarantee that will change next month with DC Fandom. That's one of the reasons we haven't heard a lot, because DC Fandom's coming up next month, and that's where WB will make their any new DC announcements. Now, the interesting thing is going to be if we only get updates on the stuff that was in the works already, or if we get new announcements. And that's something I'm going to be looking at the DC Fandom event to see if there's any major news. Because last year's DC Fandom event was awesome. We got Gotham Knights, Suicide. I think was Suicide Squad at that event, or was it?
Yes.
Was that
No, that was Suicide Squad. Yeah, we showed the two.
So we got a couple of big gaming announcements. Plus, also they had the Batman trailer, and other stuff. So DC Fandom, look for that, and we're gonna find out maybe where this new Discovery WB company is with their franchises right now. Psycho though, I want to go into like Arkane still. Like, what's your thoughts on Arkane and that whole
So playing I played Prey, and I liked it. My brother beat it, and he for the longest time he was like, dude, you need to play this game, it's freaking phenomenal. And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the older Preys, so I put it off. But now started playing it before before pretty much when these games are coming out, and I liked it a lot. And with I don't have a PS5, so can't play Deathloop right now, but from all the positives that I'm hearing, I can't wait till it comes into Game Pass. I'm getting my hands on it. It just getting not possibly Game of the Year nomination talks. I mean, it's just great things coming out of Xbox this generation, and something that Xbox kind of needed that be in those talks, because they do put out good games, and a lot of them have been overlooked, but now we got two games, Psychonauts 2 and Deathloop. So it's great things, and I can't wait. It's really, really exciting to be an Xbox gamer.
Yeah. And again, like, this is a single player focused experience primarily too. Like, it does have the mode where you can invade other people's games and stuff, but like that's kind of what Arkane's known for, is the single player stuff. We're getting a multiplayer thing next year with this potential Borderlands like game, right? Which turns out to be potentially way bigger than any of us thought with the announcement last year. Hey, Pong, Arkane, like, wow, like coming out swinging within the first year of the Xbox acquisition, proving themselves again to be a top tier dev, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, anybody, I'm an Arkane fan. So flat out love their games. Think they're fantastic. Love the mechanics they put into them. I love the design that they use, their art direction in each game. It's not for everybody. Arkane games are definitely not for everybody. That's why I'm happy to see them get another critical success story, which they've done nonstop basically since they started.
Yep.
I'm gone again.
No, I said time and time again.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, God. I thought you said he's gone again. I was like, Jesus, here we go again. All right. Again, they're a proven commodity. That's why when everybody starts talking about the ZeniMax deal, especially when it first happened, and even now at this point, when people come out and try to say that they aren't worth it, they're crap studios, the clowns. When the circus shows up, it just shows the ignorance if they honestly believe that, because Arkane is one of the top studios at ZeniMax. And again, that's when you say top studio, they're all tied, so you can put them however you want to, but they're all basically tied in a big group. They all are such talents. It's incredible. And they all do things a little bit differently. And they all have very unique visions in their games, no matter what studio you're talking about there. But Arkane stands out amongst them as one of the most unique. They are, again, one of the most creative studios that Microsoft has at this point, that Xbox has at this point, I think. And that's why I was so excited for this. I'm actually really jealous that for everybody with a PS5 that gets to play Deathloop, it's going to be a long year for me. I was on Deathloop from the beginning. I thought we saw too much. Again, I didn't hold back my voicing my opinion there. I thought we saw way too much of it. But at the same time, now that we heard about it, now that it's been out in the wild and all the different kind of things that went into this game that you can do, all the different aspects that people are finding out about this game, those trailers never did it justice. And so I think now that we've got it out in the wild, again, scores don't matter to me. I would have played this had it come in at a 68. I would have played it. I don't care that it's an 88. But at the end of the day, now that everybody's got their hands on all these impressions, I've watched you play it, Mav. I watched other people play it, stream it. And for me, like I said, it's going to be a long year because I can't wait to get my hands on this. I think this is going to be a great game. It's going to be interesting to see how it performs on PlayStation. Again, Arkane games aren't commercial successes. They don't sell a lot. That's always been the problem. That's why the studio Arkane Leon was on the chopping block. And if Xbox did not do the acquisition. So again, they just don't perform well. They don't sell well. Arkane just, again, fantastic games, just not for everybody. And they always seem to kind of they never pop up enough where people go, okay, I need to go buy this game, right? I saw a little bit of that with Deathloop after everybody started raving about it, but now that it's been out for, this past week here, you kind of see it drifting off again. And there's going to be a lot of people who forget about Deathloop real quick, and that's sad. But again, studio's not in danger anymore. They're underneath Xbox. They'll be able to continue to make these just amazing experiences for the gamers who do enjoy them, and Xbox is lucky to have them as part of that ZeniMax purchase. I'm happy they're here, and I'm happy that that studio said a million times, shout out to them, that they, that they're able to continue on, and they're not going to get closed down, that those devs aren't going to be out of jobs, because obviously looking at Deathloop, those people deserve to have jobs. So I'm just happy for them as well. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
And people like review bombing this game and stuff. It's like so stupid. I mean, seriously, like
all of it is.
Whether you're an Xbox fan that's review bombing it because it's a PlayStation exclusive right now, it's actually, you can play it on PC also, right? So it is a PC game as well. But if you're just review bombing it because of a contract that was signed like years ago for this game to be a PlayStation exclusive, or if you're a PlayStation fan and you're review bombing it because it's made by an Xbox game studio, so it has to be trash, get a life. Like, seriously, like, this is one of the reasons, like, Metacritic just is pointless, especially for the user scores and stuff. It's just, like, fickle, stupid, fanboy, tribalism stuff happens with these games. And unfortunately for Deathloop, it's actually getting caught by both audiences right now that have that mentality. So hey,
to be fair, the PC version is buggy right now, which has happened in the past. So the PC scores are legit for the most part. I'm not going to say all of them, obviously, but that's why it's scoring.
There was something about stuttering with some kind of
there's stuttering and all sorts of stuff, and it might have to do with some of their DRM that they use, which has been known to cause problems in the past. This has been an ongoing issue with Arkane games, specifically on Steam and PC in general. So hopefully they get that ironed out, because again, I think this game on PC, especially with the jumping into other people's games, I think that could really take off on PC. Maybe not so much on PlayStation, depending again how much is sold over there. But for PC, that kind of stuff is normal over there. So to have that option to jump in and somebody else's game and invade it might take off on PC if they can get that stuff fixed out. Fixed up. So,
has anybody else played it besides me on here? No. Okay.
It's 5.
it's an awesome game. Like, it's very unique, and it's if you like Dishonored and Prey and stuff, you're gonna like this game. But also, for people that didn't like Dishonored and Prey like me, I think it's really good. You have this different, it rewards you for exploring and discovery, like finding like unique weapons that are like different rarity and stuff. There's a lot of cool things going on within this single player game that they get right. So really, really appreciate that about it. So hey, props to Arkane for Xbox Studio proving themselves again. And if you want to say Deathloop isn't an Xbox game, it is. It's an Xbox franchise. If there's a Deathloop 2, it's Xbox exclusive. This game's coming to Xbox next year after the exclusivity thing is up. So hey, it's an awesome thing. I see somebody's dropping some Call of Duty codes in the DMs. Is that for the beta?
So what that is there's that link. Go to that link, put in the beta that code, and then pick what console you want, and then it'll give you your console's code to enter in to get the beta.
So nobody put those in our chat yet, right?
No.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm gonna put, how many of these do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's drop this one in here.
Yeah, but you gotta, like I said, you gotta enter one code into that. Yeah, I just got mine. So
yeah, and this is for Xbox.
Whatever, PS5.
Yeah, at PS5 the beta's open right now.
Okay, then it's for Xbox, PC, whatever it's on.
Cool. All right.
Psycho.
Yeah, thanks for
sorry. I didn't mean to stop the show.
No, that's cool. I was just looking at that. We got this personal chat going on the side, right? So, all right, guys. So we also have other stuff to talk about, but I want to get to these super chats real quick as well. Chris Jones, shout out to Chris Jones, awesome dude. He says, to one of my favorite groups, family of people, you're all amazing. You're amazing, dude. He's doing articles for Lords of Gaming. So check out his articles on there. Also, Mario Loya with a $5 super chat. He says, hey, everyone, great show. I'm a first-year teacher at the high school level, and it's homecoming week. What are some of your favorite memories? Hey, that's a good question. From high school? Oh, man. Everything that didn't have to do with school.
Battlefield 3.
Mine was probably taking mushrooms in math class.
Jeez.
What did you just say?
What?
He didn't say that. Pong in the 40s when schools were different.
Well, it was a one room school.
Yeah.
Right. We were in there with the grade schoolers. It was all just one big happy family.
Yeah.
There was 15 of us.
So that was your favorite memory, just being all together of one class all the way through kindergarten through high school, all the way through until you go off to college and see the real world.
Right.
That's awesome. Did you how was World War II? Did you have a good experience or like?
He makes an appearance in Vanguard.
More importantly, how did it make you feel?
Yeah.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I still got PTSD. So
I'm here for you, man. I have a phone number you can reach out to. I mean,
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
My favorite memory in high school was going to England. I got to go this summer between junior and senior year, and it was an amazing trip of a lifetime. I hope I get to go back sometime.
Yeah. Jasper, last year when you graduated high school, was that your biggest moment?
It's been a little
Last year.
No, I just like what I did is I just had a group of friends. We just talked about games kind of like this. So that's what I like doing. So
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
you know, it's weird. I used to do that same thing too, but I don't talk to any of those friends anymore.
Right.
Same.
I don't talk to any of my friends from high school.
They're like, this
No.
guy's kind of gone off the deep end. He's now talking to people online, and it's like,
All my friends from high school, like, I think are still doing the same thing that they were doing in high school. Like, it's crazy.
A
So,
lot of my friends passed away.
oh
oh
damn,
my
dude.
god,
Oh,
you
I'm
had to
sorry.
take it there. Look at his face too, and he said,
Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. Hey, sorry to hear that, man.
so he just sitting there all straight face and shit.
All right, so hey, I wanted to kind of have fun with this acquisition talk a little bit because hey, me and Pong yesterday had this fun stream where we're talking about acquisitions and all the different possibilities of hey, what is possible, what's feasible, like with where do these rumors come from if something happened. I wanted to twist it today, so we're gonna kill it. Okay, this is the kill it segment that we do on this show occasionally, and you're gonna have to kill one. So my idea with this was we're gonna have to kill one acquisition. Okay, it's gonna be rough. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 4, and let's say that they were all supposed to come to Xbox. This was a done deal. Okay, not only killing it kills it from all their games in the future coming to Game Pass day one and being a part of the Xbox family, but also it kills their entire portfolio in history. Okay,
Why do you gotta be so cruel?
because this is what this is about. Like,
Right.
so
You're
this is
saying
this rough.
Xbox kills a developer.
Well,
Right. And their
you can
entire
say it that way.
history.
No, we're killing it before it can happen.
Looking at you, Activision.
I got 4 choices because these are 4 that have been heavily talked about. And we'll start with Phasma. So you have to kill one acquisition. This cannot happen, and also there's just the company's gone. WB Games, Ubisoft, Take-Two, or Sega.
Oh my
Oh.
God, I hate you.
Wow, come on.
I got. Look,
Okay, well, I'm not taking that. Ubisoft stays. Can I choose Warner Brothers just because I don't want a Harry Potter game? Are they the one doing the Harry Potter game?
Wow.
That's them, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
Wash
they're
your
doing the
mouth.
Harry Potter game,
oh my god.
which we have
That's-
since
Yeah.
stopped hearing about ever since
Ah,
the whole
we were this
Well-
close to being best friends.
Oh,
Right?
man.
Right?
Phasma. Ooh, out with
Sorry.
WB already.
All right.
WB Games
I'm
is
sorry.
gone.
I'm sorry. Okay. I picked Sega.
Oh, I wanted to.
That's
trade
even
on front.
worse.
I don't know what the right
No,
answer
no,
is.
There
not
is
a
no right answer
There's
here,
no, that's the
Phasma.
point of
Alright.
this.
Do not let
There-
Mav trick you.
there
is
is-
No, no,
there
no. The
is
right,
no
the right
right
answer. The right answer is Sega. Kill
Yeah.
that shit.
Oh my god.
They've been dead
What-
for 20 years
They
already.
have been dead for.
Holy
20. What do they
shit.
got?
But you're
What do they
talking about
got?
their
What do they
entire
got?
history.
They got
They got
creative.
best
They have
console-
creative
the
assembly.
best
Boring.
console
Their
in
boring
history
ass
is gone.
history.
Forget
Boring
that.
ass history
Oh
that they
my
had.
gosh.
Oh.
They got
Wow, we get another
Yakuza,
Sonic game.
You got
Yeah, Yakuza. Yeah, something I
they
fall
got
asleep
the
to.
Persona games. They got
Yeah, I also
all
fall
the
asleep
Atlas
to.
stuff. They got
Extremely boring.
Company Heroes.
Exactly. Prove
Man,
my
you
point.
really invited him on. You really invited him on.
Bro,
Seriously.
I have sat at certain tables and laughed at this Sega thing, and expressed my feelings of why I think it's garbage. It's not happening.
Okay.
Promise you.
Hey, that was Obi wasn't just like an easy decision. He was ruthless with it. He actually just wants them to die. All right, let's.
No, I mean they can continue whatever hold that they're in. But yeah, no, there's no reason for it. I don't understand. I saw that thing where someone Xbox had put like all their studios up,
Mhm.
and someone had played the connect of Sega, confirmed, blah blah. They connect all the letters. Yeah, I don't see the appeal. I do not I don't think I ever will.
Wow. Vicious. Okay. Hey, we don't all have to agree here. That's the point of this. That's absolutely awesome. Hey, Jasper.
It's Sega. They've already been dead for 20 years. What's the point?
Man. What
New
is
best
going
friend.
on?
Pound
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So what happens when you invite children? This is exactly what happens.
I say, is it the age gap here?
Yeah,
I don't know. Or is it just the children are smarter?
No, it's the age gap because you never experienced Sega.
No, I did. I just was bored.
Not in his prime.
Yeah, I played the Sonic on GameCube. That was the best one.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I'm going to go throw up now. My internet's going out. Sorry, guys. I got to go.
Is that what happened earlier? Pong Soul.
Yeah. He must have been using his Atari. That's why.
All right. Yeah, you got to make a choice. WB Games, Ubisoft, Take-Two, or Sega.
Well,
kill the acquisition.
Obviously, I'm not well again, but you put the twist in here with killing its history, so I'm not going to kill Sega. Obviously, again, best console of all time is not going anywhere. Right? Exactly. That's not going anywhere. I'm not going to kill. I'm not going to kill Ubisoft because that means no Splinter Cells. Okay. That means no Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
I say don't you say Ubisoft?
That's not happening. Ubisoft isn't going anywhere. And then I'm certainly again not going to kill off Take-Two. So,
but that's an interesting conversation
because Red Dead, and then you take out the history of Grand Theft Auto. Forget that. Even though I don't like the current Grand Theft Autos,
I have a question about that though.
Yeah,
question about that. If you took away the history of Grand Theft Auto, what would mainstream news media blame violence on?
Mortal Kombat.
Well, trust me, they found stuff long before Grand Theft Auto. So
I know, but that's like been the pinnacle of what like video games being violence and everything is. Grand Theft Auto.
Before that, they blamed it on Mario.
Yeah, that was like the poster child. So that's kind of a weird argument. If that game did not exist,
they trust me, they'd find something. Mortal Kombat was the king for a while, so they would go back to that, I'm sure. But no Take-Two, so WB is gone. Again, definitely WB. It's easy.
Like Batman's. Where'd Batman touch you?
No, Batman's fine. Again, I'm just not a big superhero guy, but another studio could have come up with the Batman game. I don't think the Batman again. Yeah, at the time, obviously the fighting was at its was one of the best systems ever created as far as combat goes, hand to hand, especially. So, but I think another company would have come along and innovated there. The Lord of the Rings, I'd be more sad about with the Nemesis system.
Exactly.
That would be a little bit harder to replace. But again, if I look at the history, because Mav threw the history into this, that changes it. WB has, it just doesn't do it for me like the other ones do. So WB would be gone.
I thought you always look to the future. What has Sega got in the future?
Oh, Sega's got plenty. Sega's got Atlas. Sorry, and even though I don't play on PC, I respect the hell out of Total War. So again, those are my style games, and I grew up on JRPGs. So Atlas is primo for me. So that is gold. So that's where I'm at. So WB gone. Sorry.
Okay. Wow.
How old are you, Pong?
46.
Really?
Yeah, I know he looks older, right? But
no,
it's
not
just.
even
I mean, I thought he was 70, and he told me he was 46. Like, whoa, hey, holy crap! That's a surprise. Hey, Psycho.
Yeah. So
kill the acquisition, man. One of these isn't going to happen. Like, or they're not. Probably none of them are going to actually happen. But I'm just saying, one you're killing it. Not going to happen for sure.
Well, I'm probably gonna piss off a lot of people, but it's gonna be Take-Two for me.
Okay.
So I didn't. Not a huge fan of the Grand Theft Auto, so I really don't care about those.
Wow. No Midnight Club, no Bully.
Yeah.
No Red Dead. Really? No Vice City.
Oh,
no San
No
Andreas.
Rockstar Table Tennis.
No Rockstar Table Tennis, which was great.
Nope.
No NBA. No private division, which means Outer Worlds may never have ceased to exist because
that means we're all playing NBA Live right now. Oh my god. Kill me.
Gross.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's what I said.
Oh man.
It's
Pong
gonna
put a
piss
twist
off a
on
lot
that
of
shit.
people.
Can we put 2K in this conversation?
Well, that's take two.
It's part of take two.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's killing all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do that. We need to
Yeah.
get some people in this community off of that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. I'm loving
We don't need another, maybe it's for the good because we don't need a 15th GTA 5.
The
Why
goat.
not?
The goat right there, guys.
It's a great
Dirk.
game.
It's good, but it doesn't need to be remade 15 times.
Wait, what did you just show right there?
The
The
goat.
Dirk.
Dirk. My dude.
Ugh. What is that? What is
Not
that
a
dirt
goat.
on the cover?
Was that what?
Thank you, Obi.
Come on. All right.
70s kids rule. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that before.
Oh hell yeah.
70s kids.
We're
rule.
built different. We're built different.
Yeah, we are.
Gen X.
I'm definitely built different.
Gen Xers, last generation that didn't grow up with internet, so we are a little different.
The thing is, there is no
Yeah.
right answer here, like you guys said. So I'm just not gonna pick one. All right, guys. We're
Oh,
gonna move
bullshit.
Oh, you got to do it.
Bullshit.
You made.
He
the
tries to do this
conversation.
every single damn time.
Do
Okay.
pick Ubisoft. I want to hear your Ubisoft.
I can't
argument.
pick Ubisoft. That's the one I want. That's the one I want to happen the most. Like,
Whatever.
Yeah, me too. Honestly,
Yeah.
So I'll pick.
Sega.
Fuck.
Sega.
There's only two options: WB or Take Two. Or
Look, this is the
70.
Forza killer we're talking about here. He can go any
Guys,
which
come
way.
on now. Come on.
What'd you just say?
He killed off all the Forzas the other week. He literally picked
He did.
Gran Turismo over Forza.
How do I find the end call on this thing?
Only because I have a nostalgia factor from back in the day of,
Oh my
Gran
God.
Turismo.
No.
And
No.
it's been so
Yeah.
long since a good
Uh,
one. I have
yeah.
so much hope that this next one's going to be good.
But you know what?
Bro,
Gran-
nostalgia's a bitch.
Gran
that
Turismo 7 is going to give you that nostalgia and give you those, Gran Turismo 1 and 2 graphics.
That's
And Obi,
horseshit. That's
and
horseshit.
Obi, it wasn't just Obi. He didn't just kill Motorsport. He killed Horizon too. He killed both of them. There was a double.
I was
franchise
forced
deal.
into
Man,
this
I think I
decision.
just have a soft spot because I've been to turn 10. I would never.
Yeah. I love Forza. I'm a Forza guy. I am.
Right.
I promise. I
Mhm.
promise. I'm
Who
a
you trying to
Forza guy.
convince? Who you trying to convince?
My,
I love Forza.
not myself. I don't have to convince I'm trying to convince you guys. There was a decision I was
Yeah, and you
forced
made the
into.
wrong one a couple weeks ago.
Um,
we know.
All right, so as far as this one goes, shit, I picked two.
Man, I'm telling.
Dude, this is tough. I'm gonna pick Sega. It's just so rough for me to say
See,
that.
it's not the younger generation.
It's
Hold
so-
on. You
wow.
gave people shit about
did.
Sega.
I had
and
well-
then you pick it.
because
done.
Man, he's all over the place, man. No Forza, no Sega.
I'm done.
Can't tell if I like you.
I
or
don't know.
hate you.
I can't pick it. I can't pick Take Two because that NBA Live argument that like completely changed everything. I love
No,
sports.
that's
Yeah.
the obvious
So,
answer.
I
I mean,
so, WB games, like I want that superhero. I want superhero games like on the Xbox platform. I'm looking at the future games that are gonna come out, and I'm just thinking, hey, like Sega, I don't know, like
You
I
want
can
another Sonic?
I want to.
Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors Ultimate doesn't even have a menu. you literally start that game and it just goes. It's the weirdest thing. Like honestly, I'm kind of baffled by it. It's fun, I guess. Anyway, all right. So moving on. We all pissed off a bunch of people. That's what the point of this was.
Pong left.
Wait,
So
wait,
were those
wait.
the only ones that people were talking about?
No, there's you could also
Nobody
throw
said
Valve.
anything about Avalanche.
Well, Avalanche is more devy than publisher, right? So we're
Yeah,
going
that's
with
just
publishers
one thing.
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there's Avalanche, there's Paradox Interactive. There's
Sobo.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bungie's even been mentioned quite a bit. What were you saying, Phasma?
Totally off topic, but does Obi's shirt say mini fridge on it?
Busted.
Oh, it does. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, I got the mini fridge shirt when I was up north 2 weeks ago.
Awesome. Sorry.
Hey, that's completely fine. I'm trying to actually go back and look at our topic list because I forgot what all we were going to talk about.
I think we were going to talk about Call of Duty.
Oh yes,
That's
there
what
we
it
go.
was.
Thank you. Because I accidentally closed my notepad. Hey, Call of Duty Vanguard beta was here. I know Phasma is ready to preach her love for this game because she's into World War II games, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts on the beta.
Wait.
He's
You
gonna
loved it?
smash my opinion. He's just gonna smash it.
Before you start this rant, did you like Battlefield 1 and
What does that
say?
I can't say.
I resigned
resigned
from
from
Xbox
Xbox
Ultimate
Ultimate.
effective immediately. See you in.
There's no
See you in
signature
See you
at
in the
bottom.
chat.
Okay.
There's no signature at the bottom. Hold on. I have a question before you start this rant. Did you like Battlefield 1 and 5?
Are you asking? Who are you asking?
I'm asking you.
Me. Battlefield 5 is one of my favorite games.
All right,
And
I
did like
I gotta
one,
go.
but-
All right, later.
Oh man.
Oh, what's going on?
Best
We're
friends.
losing everyone.
I thought we were gonna be best friends.
Okay.
Come back.
So like I got my thoughts on it. Because I played the beta. You got your thoughts on it. We were actually playing the beta two separate, like at the same time, and I'm like saying one thing and you're like saying the other. So let's tell me what you think of the beta for Call of Duty Vanguard.
Okay, I like World War II maps. I like European maps. So I was impressed with the maps. I like the gunplay. I thought it was really sharp. I didn't experience any issues last night, no bugs or anything like that. But I will say that I actually think Battlefield 5 maps are better than Call of Duty Vanguard. So
yeah,
Battlefield 5 looks great.
I mean, everything about Battlefield is better than Call of Duty, but
well, I'm still gonna get it because I'm reviewing it for the site, but
yeah, it's hard to compare those maps too, though.
I have no issues.
Battlefield maps are so huge, right?
They are.
And then like Call of Duty maps are kind of built like arena style, smaller, right? But they're like, it's really quick time to kill as well. So it's very hard to compare as far as those games go, even though they're the most compared shooters out there.
I think with Call of Duty and a map, everything is placed for every barrier, every vehicle, every doorway, everything is placed meticulously. Whereas Battlefield, they just take a satellite image of a square on the map, and then it just there's your map.
Okay. Jasper, you were playing the beta.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the beta?
Probably the worst Call of Duty in a couple years. I prefer, Cold War is pretty bad too. I like Modern Warfare better. The 2019 Modern Warfare, and I guess the old ones too. I've had a lot of bugs with this one too. Like I've had artifacting issues like just about every like game with the new Call of Duty. So
right on.
I don't know.
Did you try it, Psycho?
Not yet, but from what I watched you, I'm downloading it right now. But from what I watched you last night, that was fucking pretty. That was bad to watch. It did not look good. It did.
Yeah, I've had like zero fun in this one.
And
zero fun.
And it's like, so I mean, I know people are liking the red dot scope and things like that because it adds to that they're familiar with it with the other games, but that's not it's not World War II era gun attachments. I mean, so if you're gonna make a World War II game, try to stick to the time, and not try.
It's a little awkward.
If they wanted to have modern attachments and to make a modern game, seriously, like can't go can't go back in World War II and add like stuff from the 90s. I mean, it's just, you know, we're gonna do it. Put an M16 in there next as a DLC.
That's
I mean, come on.
Warzone. You can play with 2020 guns and 1940 guns.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win?
Well, here's one thing I'll say about Vanguard. If I was to say one positive, the gunplay was still Call of Duty. And the one thing that has always been decent about Call of Duty is the way the guns feel when you shoot, right? That's the one thing that's always like stood out. Originally, when it became popular, it was because the gunplay was so good, right? And maybe it was because even on console back then, it was still running at 60 FPS. They had like this 60 FPS thing. They just wanted to push 60 FPS because I think they cared more about the way the game felt than the way the game looked, right? So that being said, this game did feel good to play as far as the gunplay goes. But when I say, like, I'm not a big graphics whore, right? A lot. But this was like, I don't understand what the hell happened here for me. Like, it honestly looked like a PS3 or Xbox 360 game. And I'm not joking. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not trying to like ruffle feathers. To me, it actually visually looked like the Call of Duties from back then. And except with just maybe a little shiny coat on it, right? So I'm just like, and then not only that, but I had a lot of graphical glitches and artifacting. Like glass was like turning into like weird pixelation things. This is a beta. Granted, this is a beta, right? But I've played every Call of Duty beta since I've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty 2, right? Ever since, whenever there was a Call of Duty open beta, I participated because I've always bought Call of Duty. I've always played Call of Duty. This is the most underwhelmed I have ever been the first time I played a Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Period. Now, does that mean the game's not fun? That doesn't mean like if you love World War II stuff and maybe you can have a lot of fun with this. Like Phasma, like this game's for her, right? Yeah, she's loving it, so that's cool. But it just seems
2%.
like what I just don't. Something happened. Something was like it seemed off. And now also, I guess the zombies mode may not be there at launch, according to a new article.
Delay the game. Trash.
See. Fair point though. Like Halo got a lot of criticism for not having co-op at launch, right? Like, this is one of the modes that's usually supposed to be there. So why would people not mention this about COD, right? I don't personally care. But if the game, I did play the Halo flight test, which was for the most part a smooth experience and didn't have these weird things going on like I did when I played the open beta for Vanguard, which should be further along than what we played in Halo. So, comparison's sake there, I don't know. And then I've heard things about the Battlefield beta as well, right? With like weird graphical stuff going on. It's like game development's hard, right? It seems like, especially these big open multiplayer games, like there's a lot of weird shit going on with some of these betas and stuff right now.
I mean, it could be if these developers are having a hard issue developing a game for the RDNA 2 architecture because they haven't had enough time developing.
Do you think it's a next gen thing? Because
I think it's
I saw
ray tracing. Putting ray tracing there, you need a lot more graphical like GPU power, and if you push the GPU power too much, you get artifacts. So that's where all the artifacts are coming from.
Yeah,
interesting.
And if like at least with Xbox, they have a dedicated hardware. It's hardware ray trace, so that it could do I think 13 teraflops of ray tracing. So they developed they have to develop for that. And if they don't, and they're trying to do software based, because that's what the PS5 is, then that's where these graphical and these artifacting issues are probably coming from, is because they just have to tweak the code, dumb down the resolution, or whatever they got to do to get from the game from artifacting. So we'll see what the end result will be.
Again, guys, I understand that these are betas, right? These are betas. I understand that. I'm making my comparison on other betas that I have played from the same franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what I've experienced with the open beta versus what we got at launch was usually pretty similar, right? So I'm just pretty curious where this is going to go with that game and how it's going to be. I'm not like saying, hey, don't buy it if you're into it. Hey, like go for it. I will probably end up owning Vanguard at some point. I'm just going to probably hold off a little bit and wait and see kind of how it does, and make sure that there's not like it's not completely broken, because I'm sick of playing broken games right now. Like we played last night with Avengers. Don't even.
I'm definitely waiting till it goes on sale. Holding out. After what I experienced with Cold War, I'm definitely waiting. I mean, they still have not fixed. I mean, my console still shuts off with ray tracing turned off.
Yeah.
So, and even that was like one of the recommendations to not be, dropping from the game and having your console shut off. And it still happens.
Well, I even when I turn ray tracing off on Cold War, my game still will randomly crash. I get weird get glitches, weird bugs. I can't even finish the campaign because of bugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had that same problem. I couldn't even. I was doing the review and I couldn't even. How do you review a broken game? I can't finish it. Yeah.
It's like that's why, like, this is one of the reasons when people say, hey, like, we're gonna take one mode out and then release it later. It's not a big deal. I just want the game not to be buggy and broken, right? Like,
you're asking too much.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
If the game is polished, if the game is polished and feels that it's everything is smooth and it runs great, and then they're working on a game mode like zombies for Call of Duty, then that's fine. That'd be, at least I have a great experience with campaign
enough to play,
and at least with the multiplayer, that it doesn't ruin my experience. But if a game comes out that is still buggy and you still don't have a mode, that could be an issue.
Well, I mean, Call of Duty advertises anti-cheat as a selling point now, so if that tells you anything.
Yeah. And there's been hackers in the beta already. So how good is this software then?
Hey, I'm curious about Pong's opinion on this. So Battlefield was delayed by like roughly a month, right?
Yeah. Crisis averted.
Do you think it was about sales decisions, or do you think they just needed that month?
No, I think they needed that month. I think it would have made more sense to launch it early to give themselves some breathing room from Call of Duty and then obviously Halo. So I think it would have been better had they been able to do it, and I don't think they would have done that without
or they played the Call of Duty beta and they're like, oh, nothing to worry about here. Let's just go ahead and move it to November.
Right. I mean, again, they're from everybody that did get to play the Battlefield stuff, it wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination either. So, again, I didn't get to play it. But obviously we know people that did that said this might not be ready. So it makes sense that they're going to take their time. Because again, they have less. Call of Duty is always going to sell just because it's Call of Duty. Again, I have zero interest in this one. Absolutely zero. I'll wait to see how the campaign turns out. And like I said, I might buy it on sale at some point to play the campaign because I love World War II. I love history. So from that standpoint, I might play the campaign. But otherwise, I have zero interest in the multiplayer on this one. And everything that I watched, even despite the glitches, like you said, Mav, just looks average at best. I'm sure the gunplay is good. Call of Duty always has great gunplay. But for me, that's not enough. I've got to have something else. So I'll wait on that. But as far as Battlefield goes, they don't have that. They've screwed up so much over the past 3 iterations of Battlefield. They don't have that leeway anymore. They had that leeway at one point. They don't anymore. This one's got to knock it out of the park. And I'm sure it's not going to come out perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure this one's still going to have issues, but the more issues it has, the higher the risk for them specifically, because they're going to lose people to Call of Duty. They're going to lose people to Halo left and right if they don't have their shit together. So Battlefield's got to do what they got to do. That's why when the 2022 rumors that they were going to delay it, I was upset. I was as upset as Obi was. I was pissed. I want this game. This is the one game I did not want to have delayed out of 2021 because I'm looking forward to it so much. But if it was going to happen, I would have said, I would have been pissed. I would have been upset. I would have been devastated. But at the same time, I would have been like, at least they're going to get their shit together and they're going to get it right if they're going to delay it for that long. Because they can't. They really can't screw this one up, man. They can't. Battlefield's they're at that tipping point. So I think that they need to make this one count. So
agreed. Yeah. I think Battlefield this is their like big moment to like come back as like the
same with Halo,
biggest.
to be fair.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Obviously Halo's flight test put a lot of those fears to bed.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's watermelons you couldn't destroy.
Oh Jesus! Fruitgate is back.
We found
everybody.
the creator.
Obi's not gonna
but did it put everybody's fears to rest? Because nobody's fear was about the multiplayer. Multiplayer was fire for a lot of people for Halo 5. It was
5, but 4 it was
what they're under scrutiny for is the campaign. I don't think nobody I know is ever worried about the multiplayer. So to me, it doesn't matter if the multiplayer is fantastic 10 out of 10. It's all about the campaign. The campaign's do or die for Halo, not the multiplayer.
Not Halo for 343. That's
well,
the only way I
disagree. If
I
343 wants another shot at the campaign, they need to nail this one, or that it's going to be handed over to Machine Games, which I still hope happens.
Right. And that's a possibility. I'm just saying Halo in general is not on a tip. I'm saying Battlefield as a franchise on a tipping point. I was just pushing back on the Halo on the tipping point because Halo would survive. If Halo, like, let's say they screwed up the campaign so bad, like that they finally just decided to go multiplayer only from here out, multiplayer would still crush, right? They would have millions of people playing especially with the free to play model now. They're going to crush. Halo multiplayer could go on forever and they would be successful. So that's all I was saying. But Battlefield just does not have that in them, and especially this year they don't have a campaign to fall back on. Not that their campaigns have ever been good, because it never has been. It's been good, but it hasn't been like great.
You can't say that, man. There's a lot of people outraged about there not being a campaign.
I know, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever. Battlefield is all about the multiplayer, so they have to get it right. I mean, they have to this year. God, man.
I don't know. I haven't been hearing good things.
Well, you're right, Phasma. A lot of people who did play it did have issues with it, but from the videos I watched, there was a lot of, they weren't supposed to be out there, but there's some people posting a lot of video out there, and from what I saw, looked fantastic. Looks like Battlefield's back again. So, but
great to hear.
We'll know until we get it in our hands, obviously. And if it's not, I'll be devastated. So
I'm more excited for the Battlefield Portal than I am like 2042.
That too. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's one game we all like on this panel is Battlefield. Like that's one we can all agree on. It's like one of our favorite games, right? So
without a doubt,
I think we all have high hopes for this. We'll see if a month is enough time. I don't know what the issues are with these games and the artifacting glitches visually. Like maybe Jasper said it's like ray tracing and stuff, but like if it's ray tracing and stuff, like just leave it out of the fucking multiplayer on games. Like it's not okay. I'm gonna say this is gonna be controversial to some people. Okay, I don't give a shit about ray tracing. Okay,
in most games you're absolutely correct.
If I'm playing a like game where
multiplayer doesn't make sense.
I'm only caring about looking at a pretty much very slow still image, and it's all about taking in the environment, and that's it. Sure, ray tracing, hit me with all of it, okay? But if you take a 60 frames game and drop it down to 30 when it's a fast moving game just to have ray tracing in it, you're making that game worse.
Look at Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs is a perfect example. Watch Dogs is gorgeous with ray tracing on. Okay.
It's beautiful.
It absolutely is. Like, that is the game where I go, damn, I wish I could have this on all the time. But to sacrifice frames, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's not worth it. So
facts.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd rather have like ray tracing lighting than ray tracing reflections.
I think it's only good for single player like narrative games that you can just walk through on your own pace. But for shooters and stuff, there's no point.
Hey, Pong, didn't NVIDIA first show off ray tracing with Battlefield 1?
I think it was 5.
Was it? I thought it was 1.
I don't think
I think the 2060s came out like a year after 5 came out, so that's when they would have put ray tracing.
Is that when it was?
Yeah, because I just remember seeing those videos of the explosions on the cars and
they showed that Rotterdam
this
map
is the
with ray
future.
tracing.
I mean, I've wanted that ever since I saw that on a console.
Yeah, when ray tracing, when they get it to a point where it's not affecting the performance, which is going to require probably either new hardware in the future or more innovation with these engines and all this kind of stuff, right? When it gets to that point, hey, fine, make the games look as visually impressive as you can. But I have never seen ray tracing in a game on a console change the experience as much as 60 frames versus 30 frames for me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the game is, any game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they could just use screen space reflection and then ray tracing lighting, and then you'll get a good performance, and it still looks great. Looks pretty, and it doesn't, especially when they use the FSR, when that starts being utilized, and they can get that performance that you want with the resolution and all the prettiness from the ray tracing and the screen space reflections and all that, and people will be happy. But until that comes to be, right,
for me, it's a gimmick right now. It's a legitimate thing on
60.
PC.
60. We need 60.
Yeah. 60 frames should be the minimum.
Yes.
Going forward, resolution, ray tracing, all that should be lower priority than 60 FPS, unless it is a still game, right? Where I mean, like, you're barely moving, like you're looking at screens, and that's it. The medium is like so slow that I don't think it necessarily matters with that. But there's other games that prioritize this stuff over frames, and it just drives me crazy. And even having the option seems like it's unnecessary, right? Because it takes dev time, it takes like optimization and all these things, and it's like, just make the game look better at 60 with what you have, as opposed to trying to force ray tracing in there, right? For right now, anyway, like PC, different story. People got monster PCs, right? That can just 120 frames, ray tracing, like all that shit, whatever you want to push, whatever crazy rig you got. But for right now, consoles, like, just, I don't need it. I saw, and one of the reasons I'm pointing this out is there's people saying, hey, Gran Turismo doesn't have ray tracing in game mode. Neither does Forza Horizon 5, right?
It only has it in photo mode.
The visuals that we saw in that demo running with Forza Horizon 5, when everybody's blowing their minds saying, oh my gosh, this is like the best looking racing game I've ever seen. Look at those reflections, look at all that stuff. That's not ray tracing. Forza Horizon 5 doesn't have ray tracing except for in photo mode, just like GT7.
Right.
So there's no
GT7 is closed. The only problem is GT7's closed track, right, versus open world. So we'll see what the new motorsport comes out and does, right? If new motorsport comes out and hits 60 with ray tracing, cool, right? And it's certainly possible they're going to be able to pull it off.
Will you be able to tell while playing the game that it's ray tracing?
No, not at 200 miles per hour. Absolutely not. Of course not.
Like.
But when taking those turns around a rain-filled track,
the rain soaked, the rain soaked stuff.
The puddles.
I just haven't seen it in a way yet that I'm like, oh, cool, because I can walk around and I see, oh, cool, I can see myself in this puddle. That's not ray tracing. A lot of people just automatically think when there's a reflection in the game now that it's ray tracing.
Man, me and my wife do that. We'll be walking around somewhere and see a reflection. And we're like, oh, hey, look, ray tracing.
Ray tracing.
Yeah. It's been in games for so long, right?
But I think it started when we were playing Watch Dogs Legions, because it was like the first game on console that really pushed it. And for me, I'm a big visual guy, so I was like looking at all the beautiful things and whatnot, and just like, so I just in real life now, every time I see something, I'm like, look at that ray tracing, that looks crisp.
Yeah. It's like such an overblown thing. Like, I just want to give me those frames, you know. All right. Call of Duty sucks. I'm just kidding. All right, I didn't say that. Call of Duty beta is out there. If you are curious about it, I told everybody I was streaming it after playing it one time. I decided, you know what, I'm going to stream it to raise awareness. So when I was streaming it, it wasn't to promote it; it was to raise awareness, to let people know about what the game looks like, and then also, hey, Battlefield, it got pushed back a month. Right. I think ultimately, here's what I can say about Battlefield. Even if it does launch rough, I have faith in EA now with what they've done with Battlefield 5. That what we're going to get over the long haul with this next Battlefield is going to be probably really good. Right. They just hope it doesn't launch really
just hope
rough.
The fans stick around for it.
That's the key.
That's the key, dude.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset as long as if they have to lower the resolution a little bit to keep it stable with the 60. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Work on it and then update it with a patch to get us with a higher resolution and whatever else that is causing the issues for the artifacting. Fix it, and then if it looks even better, that'll get more people engaged at that point, and then it'll keep people engaged. If they don't, and it's buggy, it might just kill people's expectations and they won't play anymore.
Yeah. So, hey, everybody, it's acquisition time. It's time to have that discussion. Because me and Pong, if you guys want to see me and Pong and talk about this stuff like crazy, go check out our impromptu stream that we did last night. It was a lot of fun. And that's what it is. It's fun. It's fun speculation. That's the channel name, right? We're trying to just have fun discussing these things. It doesn't necessarily mean we think all these things are going to happen. It means that, hey, there's a possibility out there. So it's at least worth like talking about. And especially with the amount of smoke that's going on right now, it kind of gets you excited, got you thinking about possibilities. What's the potential? Like, what would it mean if this studio actually got acquired? You know, that's the one that people are having rumors about. What would it mean if this happened? Is it even feasible? Right? Like, that's the kind of discussions worth having with this, that I think is nothing wrong with talking like that. I know some people hate it, right? I've seen it all over Twitter today. People absolutely hate acquisition talk. I fucking love it, right? I fucking love it because it's like the biggest, it's more than just a game. It's like an impactful thing that changes the future of everything that with the platform, right? It changes everything with the gaming landscape. So it's just interesting, right? Interesting conversation. So, Phasma.
Oh no, I knew you were gonna call on me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to you first.
Okay.
Do you think, with all this rumors going on and stuff, that there is something to it? Number one, and number two, if there was something to it, who would be your choice to bring into the Xbox fold?
I'm really hesitant. I really want to say that it's just a rumor.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, companies don't just walk around and buy companies like all day. You don't just like.
Have you heard of Disney?
Well, okay, maybe, but I mean, you don't like, acquisitions take time. It's not like the president of the company just picks up the phone and says, "Hey, we're gonna buy you tomorrow." Okay. I don't know. I if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it, but I just feel like it's just a rumor.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's cool. You know, that's fair, right? How did you feel when the ZeniMax deal went down?
Oh, I was pretty excited about that, but only because it's in our favor. I mean, I love RPGs, and you know, I'm primarily an Xbox gamer, so it worked out. Yeah. If PlayStation had purchased Bethesda or ZeniMax, I don't think I would have been that excited, to be honest. But
if you let's just say if you could pick one of these publishers, I just want to know, like, what does Phasma want? Like, as an Xbox fan, what's the one out there that would make you the happiest, knowing that you get all of their games in Game Pass in the future?
It will never happen, but Ubisoft would be nice.
There we go.
I would love to have their games on Game Pass, even though I have most of them. But I love them.
Is the Division still on Game Pass, right? Division 2? It was at one point, wasn't it, or no? I know Watch Dogs.
I don't think it is.
No, it was heavily discounted though. It was like $3.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think any of their games are on Game Pass, actually.
No.
Yeah.
Not right now. Okay.
Yeah.
They had brought Watch Dogs,
or like ever.
No, not Watch Dogs. Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six Siege was on Game Pass. Yeah. For a while. It could still be there. I'm not sure. So that was one, and then, I'm not sure. Is there any others?
Leo wants me to say that Street Fighter is my most wanted game on Game Pass.
Is it?
No.
I'm down with that.
Leo.
Jasper.
So you all brought it up last night, but I would really want Valve. I think that makes the most sense, just because like you get the PC market, and Microsoft's losing some PC market, like in China, with like Linux and iOS is still growing. So it would make the most sense to get the PC like market share back up for Microsoft. Plus you get all the games.
Yeah. That's like the least amount of games probably, but you get the storefront stuff, and you also get a lot of tech, right? That would also include the VR stuff. That includes like the handheld that they're coming out with.
You get a third game of any franchise.
Yeah.
Doesn't the owner of Valve actually hate consoles though?
No. Gabe, he no longer has that.
Okay.
He actually said the series consoles were his choice this gen. So
well, yeah, he had said that, but that was like, I think they said if you had to pick a console, he was like, why? And then they said, well, if you had to pick one, he's like, okay, I'd pick the Xbox. But
yeah, I mean, he's a PC guy through and through. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he doesn't have that hate anymore. For a long time, it was just pure hatred personally for Microsoft that caused him to feel that way. So,
I don't know how the full ownership goes with him, but I know he's getting old, so he might just want to, drop out and sell off the company.
Correct.
It's a privately owned company. So out of all the acquisitions, Valve would be the easiest to keep quiet, one, and then two, it would be the easiest and smoothest transition. Even though it still has to go through approvals and all this stuff. The reason that Valve was considered is because some of the rumors,
that monopoly thing,
people were saying that some of these rumors that are going around might get people questioning monopolies and stuff with and like a lot of internet lawyers might start popping up, trying to.
To me, that's bigger than ZeniMax, but it's just
it would have to be bigger than ZeniMax. But that also goes into the rumors that happened last year with they were working on something that was bigger than ZeniMax. This happened beforehand, and then people were saying it's something going to happen that's bigger than ZeniMax, and it was like, okay, but we never saw anything. But to Phasma's point, these things take time. So just because we haven't heard anything doesn't mean they haven't started something a year ago when a lot of these rumors even started to begin with, right?
I mean, that Konami rumor came out like 2 years ago. They could have came back to the table. They said they went away, but they could have came back.
Yeah.
Can I change my answer to Annapurna?
Annapurna. Hey, Annapurna would be awesome.
I love them. I love their games. I want to work there.
They had what's the new Artful Escape? That's Annapurna, right? 12 Minutes was Annapurna.
Also,
Xbox would be buying the indie gamers loyalty for life with that purchase.
Yep. ID at Xbox be growing exponentially.
I love them, indie gamer.
I would pick. I actually got two.
Okay.
First one would be Sobo. For one, to me, it makes sense. They're gonna have a lifelong partnership with Xbox right now with Flight Simulator. And then their first party games for them for Asobo is it's already going to Game Pass day one. A Plague's Tale 2. If you haven't played the first one, it's an amazing story. I think that's just a great fit with them. And then Avalanche Studios is another one because I liked Rage 2, and they helped. I think it was ID Software make that game. If they did Mad Max, that's a great game. It's kind of like the closest thing to the Batman series when it comes to combat. And the Just Cause games are big open world, and those were fun. But those are mine too. And I kind of have a feeling that both of them are already done and have been done for about a year now. For some reason, they're just. I think with the ZeniMax deal is that it was announced as soon as the handshakes happened. It was kind of like handshake. All right, everybody get on their phone and let's do this. Where these other acquisitions, they're waiting till the ink is actually dry to say something about them. So, because I know that if people are paying attention, there were a lot of lawsuits against Bethesda in the EU about certain things, and those lawyers were trying to hold up the whole purchase because it was going to get them all out of the legal problems, and they would have a lot more buildings of lawyers to fight off these issues that they were having. So I think they're just trying to keep them as quiet as long as possible.
That's going to probably happen.
Truthfully think
with any of these too, though, like there's always lawsuits against big companies. I think like it's pretty interesting. But if you say like pick one, what's your number one out of those?
Asobo.
Okay.
That's my, because if we're being realistic here, that's the one that I want the most. It's realistic, and then I actually think it's already done.
Right on. It's very feasible because they do have that, like you said, the 10-year plan with them with Flight Sim, right? I think they're like under a 10-year contract with Xbox for content for that game, as well as the head of the Sobo has been showing up at all the Xbox stuff, right? Whenever they're doing like their shows and things, he's there, right? Almost like the other first-party devs, right? To talk about the stuff, and that's been at multiple shows now. So that I found that actually interesting, like because he's talking almost like as like a representative from Microsoft or Xbox when he's speaking. And then the other thing is, to your point too, there was an interview actually with the head of Avalanche where he sounded like almost exactly the same. It was like he was talking as from a spokesperson point of view from Xbox, right? Talking about them working as a working on first party and all that kind of stuff. And it was just like interesting to see that. So I think those go to those rumors last year of like when the whole shrimp thing went through the whole community and we all thought we were going to get some announcements, or not last year, that was this year. We thought we were going to get announcements at E3 for this or whatever, and then it kind of died down. And again, these things may start because there's wording out there, but you know, they can't say yet because it's not done deal yet. Like either it started the process, or got working through all these hurdles to get the ink dry. They got to get stuff done. But I know that but the Bethesda deal was signed, and then they had to wait 6 months or so for all the approvals to go through, right? So who knows how long those talks even went on before that they announced it. Probably a while. Right? Hey, Psycho, dude. Who's your number one?
Well, there's a couple things. I think that we're going to do what I feel is possibly grab a publisher and then a couple other like studios like Asobo, possibly Avalanche, and but me personally, I would love to see Warner Brothers Studios. I would love to see them pick it, because you got Monolith and the Nemesis engine, you know, NetherRealms, Rocksteady, TT Games, for, you know, because they want, you know, Bill Spencer wants more E-rated games. All those Lego games. I mean, look at the reaction everyone got with the Skywalker saga of Star Wars Legos. I mean, that was
I can't
awesome,
wait.
right? So that'd be huge in that line. So that would be something studio wise. I would love to see Warner Brothers, and to like what Obi said. I think getting a Sobo and possibly Avalanche would be two big gets.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Pong?
Yes, sir.
Do you think well, we already talked about this last night, but you think
we talked, and actually we forgot to go over one last night.
Did we?
Funny. Yeah, funny. I went back and listened to it today, and I'm like, we didn't talk about them. I'm like, really? We didn't do that? But that's what happens when you just go into it off the cuff and wing it. So, but yeah, so go ahead. Sorry.
We can do that. We can do that tonight after the show. We can just have round two.
Speculation Friday.
Yeah. I love speculation. I loved Acquisition Thursday is what we're
Acquisition Thursday.
Acquisition Friday, so it was a good show, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's just fun talking about it, you know.
Yeah, it's just fun. Yeah.
So who did we forget to talk about?
Embracer.
Oh yeah. Now that would bring up the Monopoly talk as well, because they got they own like everybody.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Who's your pick though? For those that didn't watch last night.
Well, I mean, we kind of went through like, you know, again, personal favorites versus what makes sense. You know, we both agreed what makes sense is most likely is WB. You know, out of the ones that we've talked about and considered, you know, WB would fit a lot of needs, like Psycho was just talking about, for sure. And again, if it came with all the licensing, which you and I talked about last night, Mav, that would be the huge get, right? If they worked out a lifetime deal for the licensing, or let's say a 20-year deal for the gaming licenses, that'd be insane. It would be fantastic. You know, it's a tough one. You know, personally, again, another one that makes a ton of sense is Ubisoft. We talked about it last night. You're talking about bringing on 19,000 employees. You're talking about 40 studios, not teams, but 40 studios. So like we talked about last night, you'd be looking at, you know, between somewhere in the neighborhood, depending on how many of those studios have multiple teams, you're going to be talking about 70 to nearly 100 teams at that point making games. That is utterly ridiculous. You're talking about a publisher that can put out 2 to 3 big titles per year that would be dropping into Game Pass day and date, not even counting the smaller titles that they like to do as well. You're talking about a gigantic portfolio of IP. You're talking about bringing back one of the most requested franchises, greenlighting it immediately in Splinter Cell. You're talking about fixing a brand in Tom Clancy that unfortunately has been bastardized. You're talking about allowing studios to go back to what they were doing that made Ubisoft successful in the first place, before Ubisoft decided that they needed to somehow figure out that they are lost in this new industry and they don't know how to make games anymore. They don't know what they want to do with them. They think they got to monetize every single aspect of their games, versus the old days where you can still monetize. Those studios would be allowed, I believe, again, that's personal opinion, underneath Xbox, to go back to what they did best, and their creative forces. And we saw that this year in Immortals Phoenix Rising, right? We saw that game come out of nowhere, and that was not monetized heavily. That was a classic style game, right? And we saw it become successful. It was a big hit. Now nobody's talking about it again, but that's a brand new IP, and for what it did as a brand new IP, was pretty damn well. So that's what I think you would get back with Ubisoft. I think it would be incredible to have them underneath the Xbox umbrella. You know, all things considered equal, if we're just talking about wishful thinking, you know, I threw out Namco. You know, Bandai Namco is one of my favorites from the Japanese side of things. I'd love to see Capcom, of course. You know, both of those as far as IPs go and where they're headed, how they run their studios is perfect for Xbox. Embracer Group would be legit. Like Embracer Group, I'm a AA guy. I'm one of those guys that usually picks up and plays games that everybody either hates or loves, and I usually wind up loving them. And when you're talking about Embracer Group with nearly 300 IP, some of the greatest IP, some of the classic IP, forgotten IP from, you know, the 360 era, underneath their belt that they're planning on bringing back. Just one example is Time Splitters, one of my favorite all-time first-person shooter games. I think Embracer Group would be just fantastic. It would be ridiculous how much content you would get. And obviously THQ Nordic, I love them too. They just had their show today and had some cool stuff in there. But, you know, again, all things, you know, it's a tough one. I would say Ubisoft out of the ones that we talked about. And again, there was so, you know, it's funny how many people don't like acquisition talk. It's part of the industry right now. And this is a buyer's market. It's a buyer's market, but it's also a seller's market. That's why you see so many people wanting to be acquired right now. They're getting ridiculous money. They're getting ridiculous value for their companies. And it's just again, I understand why people get sick and tired of it. Like, but at the same time, if you get yourself hyped up because a bunch, you know, two guys like me and Mav last night are sitting around just throwing out, you know, just our opinions on a subject and our what ifs on a subject. And if you get yourself so hyped that next week nothing happens, that you're actually mad at Xbox or you're mad that anybody talked about it, that's a you problem. I'm sorry. And again, you don't have to listen when people talk about this stuff. You're not required to delve into this. It's just fun. It's speculation town. And a lot of people that we know in this community poured a lot of cold water on things today, right? There was a lot of people saying this is ridiculous. We don't know where this is coming from. None of this is going to happen. You know, there's some prominent people in this community who were very quiet that came out today and said, forget about it, right? And we won't know. We won't know anything until we see Monday or next week or 2 weeks from now. But like Mav and I said last night, who knows? It could be 2022. What we do know for sure, and why this is such a fun topic to talk about, because it's not if with Microsoft. It's not if with Xbox. Yeah. It's when at this point. They've come out and told everybody multiple times
that they're looking for new studios.
Just Phil Satya, the head of Microsoft, has come out and said, look, we are going to buy more things. That's how we're going to do this. We are all in on gaming.
And they prefer doing it that way as opposed to starting new studios. And they've said that themselves.
Exactly. So that's why this stuff is going to constantly be there. So again, if you're tired of acquisition talk, guess what? I'm sorry. Until there's at least a bunch more acquisitions in the next probably 2 to 3 years, you're not going to see any slowdown. These are the time right now. The consolidation began a while ago and it's just ramping up. We're going to see its prime hit in the next year or two. And then once a bunch of stuff has gotten gobbled up and everybody's kind of gotten full, you're going to see it quiet back down again. And then you won't hear about acquisition talk so much more. But I think Xbox overall, they're going to look for at least one more publisher in the West. I think they still have their eyes on an Eastern publisher. And then I think like Obi was talking about, you will see them still pick up some smaller studios. Once they get everything settled into place, they'll slot the smaller studios under Bethesda or whatever other publisher they buy. And so Matt Booty isn't overwhelmed, but I think that's when you're going to see like the IOs, the Avalanches, those kind of studios, the Asobos get picked up and they'll fill in where they need with those smaller studios. And then like we talked about last night, Matt, they'll be insulated from the entire industry, no matter what happens to the third parties from there on out, no matter who makes time deals, whoever makes exclusive deals, it won't matter to Xbox at that point because they will be controlling their own destiny in every way, shape, and form. They will have everything they need in one place underneath their house. So that's what their ultimate plan is. Because again, they ain't lying when they're saying they want to hit 2 billion, 3 billion people. They aren't lying, guys. They're telling you exactly what they want to do. And in order to do that, it's going to take a whole lot more than what they currently have sitting there. I'm just letting you guys know, I see a lot of people, you should be happy. We got 20, we got 23 right now. Everybody wants more. Guess what? For their global plans, it's going to require a whole lot more than what they have right now. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. You brought up some good points there. Like it's not just like for the sake of just talking about whatever.
Or stirring up stuff.
This stuff exists because of the talk from Microsoft themselves, right? That's what gets people even thinking about this stuff, right? It's about them coming out and saying, hey, we're all in on this and we're going to buy new studios. It even says it in their earnings report. Their earnings thing that they just released not too long ago about continuing to bring new studios into the Xbox Game Studios. There's reasons behind this talk, right? The whole industry is under this phase. It's not just Microsoft. Sony just made an acquisition last week?
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of things going on, but this is an Xbox podcast. It's focused mainly on Xbox on this channel. So we're focusing on what is possible from Xbox and what makes the most sense from them. And as publishers, that's just the way it is. It's not crazy pie in the sky stuff. It's just, it just makes sense from what they actually are looking at potentially doing. So what's possible, what's not, what's feasible, that's the point of all those discussions.
I think when Microsoft looks to buy someone, they don't just look for the games. They look for something they can add. Like Bethesda, they got all their cloud stuff. So I think they're looking for something they can double down on and help with the Microsoft side of business.
Yeah, absolutely. The tech is a huge part of it. The engines are a huge part of it. They're going to have some of the best engines in the world underneath one roof. Again, that's crazy. Who knows? They could go buy Epic. They feasibly could go buy Epic and pull the Unreal in and continue to license it out. It would be a great buy tech-wise. And plus you get Fortnite and all the rest.
I think doesn't Tencent own like 35% or 30%?
Yeah, you'd be in a battle, but
yeah.
We know who would win.
That's why I think like Warner Brothers, that they have the Nemesis engine that is a great engine.
Absolutely.
And having Mortal Kombat, what other better way to have for fighters?
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. The WB plus one other one is certainly possible as well. Again, when you got to think big. I know it's hard for some people because people either you haven't been playing games for long enough and watch the industry for long enough to realize how much it's changed, or you're just not thinking big enough. When you look at Xbox, they're playing on a different field right now. It's not the same for everybody right now. Nintendo plays in their own pond. Sony is playing in their own pond right now, but Xbox, technically is still a competitor with Sony. But when you look at the two companies, we're talking about one's playing for the universe and the other one's still playing for Earth. That's just the reality. It's not trash talk. It's not BS. It's just that Xbox has so many more opportunities when they look at it, and that's why I'm saying when we sit here and talk about this, and it seems like crazy to say, they could have 100 teams making games for them. But at the end of the day, you look at Embracer Group, they're almost there right now. And it's not crazy because it's happening already in front of us. And for Xbox just to have it in-house for their own console and their own ecosystem would not be absolutely insane to think about if that were to happen. And that's why, Ubi, like you were just saying, WB's got some great tech. Ubisoft, they get the AC engine, they get the Snowdrop engine. Can you imagine the Snowdrop engine underneath Xbox House? That's freaking a fantastic engine. Plus, we know they've got a deal for Star Wars. They got a deal for Avatar. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff over there too.
I think Ubisoft's gonna be a tough one though, because they're all like split up. They got like 3% here, someone owns it, 5% here. It's like there's so many owners to that. That's just, I think it'd be a pain to get into that though.
It could be a pain, but guess what? Money talks at the end of the day. And, again, they're going to Jasper, they're going to overpay, like Mav and I were talking about last. It doesn't matter who they go buy. They're not going to get a good deal right now. You're talking about a long-term investment because anything they buy right now is going to be overpaid, right? So again, it's just going to be a reality of the situation. But when you've got money to burn, it really doesn't matter.
It is a seller's market, but there's a reason it's a seller's market because everybody's buying right now.
Right, correct.
All the publishers are in that phase, and it's Tencent, and it's also Amazon, right? And Netflix even is now in play.
Yeah,
right? So who would you like as a fan of gaming? Let's say one of these big publishers gets acquired. Would you rather Netflix or Amazon purchase the publisher or studio, or would you rather a gaming company that actually has a console for you to play on?
You want to wake up tomorrow morning and have Tencent all over the news that they just acquired Assassin's Creed and it's no longer going to be available on Xbox if they want to play hardball. It's no longer available. I mean, it's a reality. They haven't shown that they're going to go that route yet, but it could all change tomorrow. It could all change tomorrow. They could snap their fingers. They could buy up a bunch of stuff. They could buy up Epic tomorrow and then pull the Unreal Engine back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if you want to hear about why, like some of these things, what's feasible, what's not, and so we'll go in more of that, check out that stream we did last night.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, likelihood is small. Is not like likelihood something is going to happen. Yes, but if you break down each one, the likelihood is small. Right, so we don't know what's going down, but eventually there will be something. We do know one thing from another leak. There was shout out to WindowsCentral.com who had this article that I got this from. They are sourced in the description below, clearly. So. If you guys look into, there was that big NVIDIA leak last week, right? There was 2 Xbox games in there that were supposedly already known about from the team at Windows Central, as well as so they kind of corroborated it. So if it's in that article down there, but there's 2 games that we have come to find out about that are potentially coming to the Xbox platform, and that is Project Indus and Project Cobalt. So these are corroborated again. So I think the leaks are kind of like a little bit more solidified with these 2 games. And Cobalt would be InXile's next game, which would be like that FPS RPG steampunk style. And then Indus would be from I forget the name of the team that was behind it. It was one that I actually hadn't heard of before, but it's supposed to be like a Civilization style type game. So I thought that was interesting. Has any of you had a chance to look at that article?
Yeah, I watched some videos and stuff on it. But
I'm blocked.
You're blocked. One of the many, right? So the Civilization style game from a first party, that's like something that I didn't really think of. Anybody here like would be excited about that?
I want a Rise of Nations remake or remaster or whatever you want to call it, reboot. I know Phil worked on that game. I'm hoping he would like bring it back, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a little more RTS, but it's not Civilization style.
So the Age of Empires, we know they're making on PC. I'm wondering if this would be a PC only thing.
I think they said it was in that article. I think it said it was made for Xbox and
PC.
Yeah. PC.
Okay. OB, is that something that would like tickle your fancy? Civilization style game, you know? No. Not your cup of tea. What about you, Pong?
Oh yeah, I'm all about them. So I'd be great. I'd love it. I like what I'm hearing so far. I can't wait to see more from it. Again, we've talked about this, man. Strategy, sim, RTSs, they need to get more on consoles. And so the more the merrier. I don't care what they are. I'm just happy they're going to be here. Even if it winds up being a game I don't like, it doesn't matter. I'm happy at the end of the day that that style of game makes its way to console because that's what I want to see more of. So yeah, no, I'm definitely all about this. And from what Jez was saying, I got more excited. So I like Civ games. I didn't buy the last one yet. It's pretty buggy from what I hear. All the reviews I'm reading, I've read a ton of people as far as tech performance. There's game breaking bugs, people losing their entire game. So I kind of held off on that one. I'll probably eventually pick it up because I do love Civ that much. But yeah, no, I'm all about this, man, for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
What about you, Phasma? Are you into like the tactic style or like Civilization? Are you familiar? You're familiar with the game Civilization?
Mm-hmm. I believe I have that one on the Switch, but I'm not really into that style. No.
Yeah. So this one wouldn't be something you'd be like, oh yeah, heck yeah. Psycho, you like those though, right?
Yeah, I like those like with RTS type style. Would you consider RTS?
It's kinda. It's like grander though.
City builder
like,
slash
turn-based.
RTS,
Yeah.
turn-based. Yeah.
Turn-based. Yeah, that'd be. I mean, I was playing Tropico 6, so you know.
Yeah,
it would be.
it's kind of Tropico 6 is a fair comparison. I would say. I think the cool thing about it for me is like it's just variety, right? It means that they are looking to like fill in all these different kinds of genres,
Mhm.
right? And if they're gonna fund a game like this as a first party game, that's a pretty cool thing, and it also does also reach to that PC crowd. But I hope, like Pong said, I hope it comes to console. Like the age needs to come to
Yeah.
console. All these they need to figure it out. And I know like you RTS diehards that are PC only guys are like, hey, no, RTS games don't need to go to console. Well, there's people that still like these genres
Yep.
that only really want to play on console, right?
I
That's me.
wouldn't mind playing keyboard and mouse with
Yep.
my console if that was the only way. So I mean, even though that it doesn't grab the large audience, having the ability to play that, because if I can't play it through my PC because it's an older PC, but I can through my Xbox, that'd be awesome. Let me do it. Let me play that game with keyboard and mouse, and that'd be awesome. I think
Yeah.
they will see a big rise in PC gamers, or someone that wants to get into PC gaming but can't afford it, get into PC gaming at least through their console.
So I want to get these two super chats real quick. We had $2 super chat. Sorry I missed these earlier, guys. I didn't miss them, but I just got sidetracked. $2 super chat from Chris Jones. He says they buying Square. LOL. Talking about acquisitions again. Hey, I want your source. What's your source, Chris Jones? Come on, give it to me. Jean-Marc Louis, $2 super chat. He says Embracer Group, 240 IPs, 70 studios, $2 billion. I don't know where the $2 billion comes from. Is that they got to be worth way more than $2 billion?
Maybe they're worth, but if you have to go buy them, it'll probably be 16 times that.
Well, they got to be worth more than $2 billion, right?
Nah, they're hold on. I'll look it up real quick.
I feel like no one knows their name,
their market cap's at 2.94.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because it's all AA stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yeah, you'd still probably wind up spending. Normally it's
10,
like double.
15.
Yeah.
I think you'd be closer on the 10 range for Embracer for what they've got, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, like Take-Two would be like 40 bill probably.
Yeah.
You know, and Ubisoft would probably be around 30. I'm thinking
25 to 30.
Right. It's crazy because these companies that have a valuation, but they're like going for double. Like every time you see these, like one of these acquisitions happen, everybody's like, they went for what? Like the valuation is this, but like they're not just buying for today, they're buying for the future.
Yeah,
and that's
it's the
what
future.
it takes to get these deals done when they're not interested in selling in the first place.
Because it's the investors. The investors make the decision. And you got to convince them that it's worth it.
Yeah, it's got to go to the shareholder. Then it's got to go to the shareholders and get approval. So it's got to be good for everybody. And then once it gets to that point where it's good enough for everybody, and it gets to the shareholders, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's do this because I'm going to make some money. You know, like that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's all people really care about at the end of the day.
Yeah,
when it comes to them.
So the other game, though, like we said, was so Phasma, you said you're an RPG lover, right?
Yes.
FPS RPGs like Skyrim, like you can play Skyrim in first or third person. InXile is like one of the forefathers of Western RPGs, is where they come from, right? The heads of the studio were actually part of the original creation of Fallout back on PC back in the day, when they were with Interplay before they became InXile. So there's a lot of ties here, and now InXile is supposedly working on this steampunk FPS RPG, and we've seen the head of InXile actually tweet at times like, wow, I can't wait for you guys to see what we're working on. It's by far the biggest thing we've ever done. It's going to be amazing. And now we got this potential concept art from the game. That's from one of the artists that posted it or whatever. And like just thinking about the possibilities of this, another huge Western style RPG in the Xbox stable. When you add that to Avowed, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, all these things, like holy cow, does that get you excited?
Yeah, look, she's brimming with excitement.
Steampunk doesn't do it for you?
You know what? I probably will, because it's an RPG and I love RPGs.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up getting it.
Okay. That would be a Game Pass, right?
Even better.
Yeah. That's the cool things about these. Like it's in Game Pass, and like we know that this is like more legitimate now. Of like it's a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an actual thing. This is not necessarily like speculation of something. This is more of like, hey, this is because it's corroborated with stuff that they already knew about, right? So that's the cool thing about it. Obi, is this kind of game tickle your fancy? I know the Civilization doesn't.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of like a person that has to see it. Because I don't know, I've seen so many games that I thought I would like.
Yeah.
Just looking at the commercial for it, or what do they call it, the CGI trailers, and then I'll see one thing about it, and I'm like, I won't even finish it in the video. I was okay, turn it off. Like the Final Fantasy games do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
See the gameplay, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. Or which one? Gears Tactics. Like the story sounds amazing. Like I would probably go watch somebody else play that, but not me. I wouldn't play it. But I just what?
Oh, I was gonna say that game's a bitch. It's fucking,
yeah.
It's not easy.
I'm just one of those people. I have to see it first. I have a horrible imagination. Really do. Like almost people that like at work, my boss always say, do I need to draw you a picture? I'm like, yeah. And I'll pull out my notepad and say, draw it out for me. And then I see what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. But no, I'm horrible at thinking about how a game can look before I can see it or what it could be about.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm interested in anything that Xbox is doing. I think they're doing a lot of great things. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I didn't like Psychonauts, or I didn't like the idea of playing it until I just booted it up and I'm just gonna try it, and I loved it. So, I mean, I could easily, be corrected on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So, I've made it a point with Game Pass to try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Yeah. And Game Pass keeps proving me wrong.
Yeah. I live in this world of like getting excited about things like before they come out, right? And then like once they actually come out, I'm like, okay, cool, I like it. And then I move on to being excited about the next thing to be excited for. That's why I love things like I love things like E3 and game shows, because my favorite thing is the announcement, even if it's just like a CG trailer, because I get to think about, oh my gosh, I had this other amazing thing to look forward to, right?
Yeah,
and that's
I have that.
Yeah, that
anticipation's a bitch.
Yeah, dude, it's rough, man. I guess the point where I can't even enjoy anything I'm actually playing on the things I've been looking forward to, because I'm just looking forward to more stuff now.
Yeah, I had that. Good example of one. For that is Resident Evil 8, right? So excited for that game. And I actually had. I know he's frowned upon in the Xbox community, but he's a good close friend of mine, Optimus Code. He actually bought me that game, right? And for my birthday, just threw me $60, said happy birthday, bro, and go buy Resident Evil. So I bought it. I was so hyped for it. I had played Resident Evil 7. I finished it all the way through, and it came out, and I had like a whole weekend to play it. And then for some reason, my mind was just dead. I couldn't play it. I couldn't play anything that weekend. I think the only thing I actually played was that dinosaur game that we were playing.
Second Extinction.
Second Extinction. I played just because it was I didn't have to think.
And Mindless, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to think at all. And so, which I hate that. I hate playing games where I don't have to think. But I still haven't finished Resident Evil 8. And I watched you play it. Like, I made my wife, we were cleaning out our beach house to get ready to move into the new house, and you were actually playing it. And it was that scene where you just got overran by all the werewolves.
Yeah.
And you were like, when you're done, you're like, okay, just I need a second to breathe.
Yeah.
I was dying watching you play through that because I knew it was coming, but I haven't gotten much farther than that part. Yeah. And like I said, I was so hyped for that game. I think the last time a game that I was hyped for and actually played it all the way through was Red Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I was super hyped for it, and I played it 53 hours straight and beat it.
Oh wow, nice, dude.
Yep, one weekend beat it, and then actually,
is it because the story just got hooked you so much? You know?
Yeah, it did. And actually, you know what? Another game that did that too to me was Last of Us 2. Actually, that's another game that I was actually not even hyped for it until I played the first one, which I waited until 2 weeks before the second game came out to even play the first game. And so I only had to wait like 7 days for the game, where everybody else had to wait 8 years or something like that. And I was hyped for that. I played that one whole weekend, but yeah, anticipation gets me for things, especially games, man. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like The Last of Us 2?
I absolutely loved everything about the game except for one part of the story direction. If everybody here's beat it, right?
I haven't played it yet.
I've never played it.
I'll never play it. There's only one Last of Us for me, so.
So
I have, but
no. You have to play it.
If it's a spoiler, don't. Yeah, because there's probably people listening.
I want the gameplay, the gunplay, environment, and the story is the best game for that genre you will ever play. I do not care for the story direction. They could have made one tweak and the story would have been the best video game of all time. But as far as everything that goes about the game, it was amazing. And maybe I'm a little biased for it because it takes place in majority of it takes place in like downtown Seattle. And so I live close around there. And so it was super cool to see that environment and post-apocalyptic. It's always dark and rainy there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that was the overall theme of the game. But yeah, that game hit differently me. I played it twice through in one weekend and platinumed it. It's the only game I've ever platinumed on PlayStation. So, I mean, I recommend it to anybody that wants that they should just play it.
Cool. Last of Us 2. I
got a PS5, so you can play it at 60 now.
I know, man. Dude, I've started The Last of Us 1 like 5 times, and I've gotten several hours into it, and then I just like don't want to go back to it. And it's not because I like don't appreciate that it's like a good game or whatever. It just doesn't click with me. Like I think there's something about how oppressive it is, like makes me not excited to be back in the world. I just like I don't want to go be depressed right now. You know what I mean? And it's like kind of has
funny
that
is that
for me.
I don't know why I started playing it. But I remember because I have a launch edition PS4. I'm trying to get a PS5. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get one. I'm at a loss with it. But I have a launch edition PS4 that my family actually won from a Seahawks football game. And so when I was playing it, Randall Thor had, I was in a party chat with him and I think Colt or maybe Dealer. And he had told me, hey, that game, it has a 60 FPS mode. And I'm like, on a launch console, it has that PS4. He's like, yeah, it does. And as soon as I put it onto that, because I was only like, an hour or two in the game, having it be 60 frames changed everything for me because I was not liking it at 30.
Yeah, I'll try it again on the PS5.
Yeah, and make sure you click that because I don't think you have to go into settings in game to put that game into 60.
Right.
And so that game was just stick with it. It was incredible. And then the second one was just some of the best game animations I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For Last of Us 2.
It's got those rope physics.
Yeah, and then like there's just some scenes like, you know, it's you're in the forest and it's dark and there's people come at you and you shoot them. You can, if you have headphones on, you can hear their screams, and it's just loud in the game, and brutal. And
Yeah,
I'm all for that stuff. I mean, I love Gears.
right on, dude. Yeah. Anybody else? Going back to that InXile game. Anybody else really pumped for that?
I think that's like the most basic description you can give for a game. FPS RPG, like that can mean anything.
Steampunk.
So it's like
steampunk. And I would think of it because of their background. I would assume something like more like a Fallout style game from them, right? Due to their history and what they're capable of. So it is very generic. I know it's hard to get excited for something we don't know that much, right? But we know that Xbox has been investing in the studio. They gave them a brand new building. They have been hiring for them, and supposedly they have multiple projects in the works. And this is the biggest game that they've ever done. Yep. So those are all things that we know are true because we've seen it on. We've seen the pictures of their offices. We've seen the hiring notices. We've seen all of these things, and we've also seen the actual head of InXile tweet about the biggest thing. Like, he can't contain his excitement. He's like almost going to spoil the game for everybody because he keeps tweeting about it, right? And then we see this that coincides with what it is that he's talking about. That's where the excitement comes for me with this. It's not necessarily concept art even, because like we don't know 100% if that's actually going to line up with the direction, because that was just from an artist, and maybe that picture was not approved for like the direction of the game. Who knows, right? But
Jez did say he saw unreleased pictures. He actually has unreleased pictures that do line up with these.
Really?
So he thinks that he thinks that this is definitely a good representation of what they're going for.
Well, that's even more exciting.
Xbox 2 today. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I missed their show today. So
fantastic show. Everybody go listen to Xbox 2. Love that show.
Shout out to Rand and Jez Xbox 2. I usually watch them during the day, but I couldn't today. But yeah, great show.
They had a lot of good information today on this because Jez ran through these codes and broke down his article, obviously. So give me all of this. Steampunk, first person, RPG, InXile. A lot of people don't know InXile. A lot of people never played the Wasteland series. Look, I'd put InXile's writers up there with the Obsidians and the Bethesdas. Okay, they are so talented in their writing when it comes to developing stories, developing missions, developing characters. They are legit. Just because they've never put out a game of this size, do not underestimate what they're going to come out with. This team is ultra talented and could quickly make themselves known to everybody who did not or was not aware of how good they are. InXile is going to knock this out of the park. I have faith in this. Everything we've heard is nothing that people know that what it is and what's going into it are excited. So yeah, give me all of InXile. For anybody else who did not listen to Xbox 2 today, too, real quick, Compulsion's game. A lot of people, obviously after We Happy Few, we're kind of down on a Compulsion and questioning whether or not they deserved, a big budget AAA game. And we have not heard one peep out of that game as well. Jez says he was in the boat of not being excited for Compulsion's game. And now he has seen some stuff or talked to some people about stuff, and he got so excited for what it is that he actually went back and started We Happy Few. So that's saying a hell of a lot, and that's Compulsion. And overall, Jez today was talking about the amount of content that we don't even know about yet, that we do know about, and the stuff that we don't know about it. He was legit like, I'm not being hyperbole. He's like, this generation for Xbox console players is going to be the best generation they have ever seen, hands down. He goes, I can say that now. He goes, I can say it's going to be even better than the 360 generation. And I can say that right now as we speak. And we're just starting. He goes, just from what I know. And he goes, I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not trying to blow this out of proportion. He goes, it is crazy what Microsoft has going on that some we're aware of, but a lot of it we're not aware of. He said, just wait.
We only know of like maybe a third of the games right now that they have in the works. And that doesn't even include the publishing deals that they make with third parties, which they're doing more and more. And then if on top of all of this craziness, you add into the fact that they are still looking to bring in more another publisher or more studios, then it's just going to automatically, immediately, once that whatever deal they make in the future is finalized, be potentially doubled, or like who knows, like what, like it's just crazy.
Could be even more.
InXile's game, have you been able to look into this at all?
No, I haven't really looked into the InXile stuff yet. But whatever they're gonna bring out, because they got what, 3 titles that they're working on secretly.
I think maybe 2. There's either 2 or 3. I'm not exactly sure.
2, and they just wrapped up the final Wasteland DLC. Yeah. So we don't know where that team's going to go. However many people they got on that, I'm sure it's a smaller group at this point.
But, shout out to the guy that promoted that Wasteland DLC too.
Awesome,
dude. Like he was like selling that. Like I think people actually went and played that just because of how he like pitched it and was excited about it on that stream.
Yeah. And they have an engine too that they're working on. Was that Compulsion?
I think it was Compulsion.
Compulsion's
another engine.
I'm pretty sure Compulsion. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many engines are they gonna own?
Dude, they're gonna own so many. It's not even funny.
Like how are they gonna?
It's not even funny.
It's like, okay, all right, Xbox dev, come here. You're gonna start a new game. Pick an engine. Which one do you want?
It's like a buffet. It's like behind door number 1. We have.
Well,
you get an engine.
A la carte style. Like, okay,
yes.
I'll take the ID tech.
Flip space, ID tech. Here you go. I mean, come on. That's what I want them to buy Crytek just so they can own CryEngine and then like put real money behind it and like get the engineers. Can we have like an engineers roundtable at Xbox where they just create the one master engine? God. Like for gaming.
Can you imagine what those? Can you imagine what those engineering meetings are going to be like though? Because they do hold those meetings where they get everybody together. Can you imagine?
Oh my god, I would love to be in that room. just like, please tell me what you guys are going to do.
I wouldn't understand 1/10 of it, and I'd still be excited. Just
yeah, but they don't got Unreal. So
do any of you guys live in LA?
No.
Oh,
not that far from there.
There's just a 4.6 magnitude earthquake on the San Andreas Fault.
That's the acquisition coming. That's what that is.
That's crazy.
A 4.4 has struck near Carson, California, which is right outside, right on the coastline.
Hope everybody's
just a baby quake.
That is a kind of a baby quake.
Yeah.
But I hope everybody's
like a baby quake on a tipping, something that's on its way down.
But anything on the San Andreas Fault, you never know.
Yeah,
it could be the start of something bigger. They're overdue. So let's
don't
hope
say
not.
it. Don't say it.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Hey guys, everybody, thank you for being here to chat. You guys were awesome again. We had, I think, around like 60 something, pretty much concurrent for like this whole show today. You guys are absolutely awesome. We had fun discussions, lots of speculation, and also got to talk about some bad games like Call of Duty and good games like Battlefield and Halo. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, again, thank you all. Crazy Louie, Masuko, what just happened? Anime, JB, Masuko. I said Masuko. Okay, Geezer Prime, Micah, everybody in the chat. You guys rock.
Jesse.
Pong, are you saying something?
I am saying something. I was muted. Sorry. Hey, I was just going to say, Victor Alistine just asked, so what happens if they don't buy anything? So I was just going to pick this one up. Victor, first of all, great to see you, brother. Always love seeing you in chat. You always come with the great questions. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens if they don't buy anything. Like we talked about, Victor, at this point, and I think everybody here probably would agree, it is an if. It is not an if, it's a when this is going to go down. And these deals, these deals are huge that we're talking about. Anything can happen. It could be 6 months from now. It could be next week. It could be end of next year. We just will never know, but it is just a matter of when something is going to happen. And so if it doesn't happen next week, you know what? Then it was all smoke.
Yeah.
There was no fire behind it, but we know talks are happening. We know deals are probably being made as we speak, no matter what, at the end of the day. It just matters when they come to fruition. That's all.
Yeah.
So
And the other
no
thing
big deal.
is, what happens if there's no acquisition made in the next couple weeks? We could just get to keep talking about possible acquisitions.
Exactly. Let's be real. It wouldn't stop. Even if they buy WB next week, it won't stop. We'll just be on to the next. What's next? What's next?
Gamers are never satisfied, bro.
Yeah,
no, of course not.
And I'm satisfied as an Xbox gamer.
Yeah.
Right. Like what
we're always
I
looking
know
to the
about,
future.
I think they're in a great place. I just like
They must own everything.
I see that a lot too. Like people say, gamers are never pleased. Gamers are never like I'm super freaking happy with like right now. I like playing on all consoles, but if I only had an Xbox, I would feel completely content. With gaming right now because there's so much coming and also so much on the platform. But it's still fun to talk about the possibilities of the future as well.
Of course.
Right? So
I own Game Pass. I want more games in Game Pass, man.
It saves me money, man.
I always want more. I always want more.
Thank you to Obi for joining us. As always, dude. I think your second time here on the show. So thank you for being here, dude. I love your 3D print stuff, and I hope to see more, of that kind of stuff coming. I love when you post the pictures of it because it's pretty badass.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people like it, and I did weld this together real quick while we're in here.
Oh, nice.
So the axe part now is officially done, the hard part. So now it's onto the staff. The main part, I don't know, says 15 hours. So hopefully I sleep in. But yeah, man, thanks for having me again. It's fun. I know I don't podcast a lot. I'd like to. It's hard though. It might just be me. I get psyched out about pinning myself down for a certain time frame. But yeah, it's always fun. And I love that we've been playing a lot of games lately. Yeah, this is a fun time and good topics today, guys.
Yeah, man. Hey, for anybody, speaking of that, we have this posse on Red Dead where we have a blast, and Obi's a member of that. We call it the No Gooders. So check out our up to no goodness on stream sometime with the No Gooders. It's a blast.
You know who I haven't gotten to play Xbox with though is Pong.
Pong is like a ghost.
We've been wait, hold on. We have been in chats together.
Once, I think it was like with Dealer once.
No, and we were in chat on Xbox Ultimate too. I was in there with you that one night, and then you just dropped out of the blue. You fell asleep or something.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, but we were in there together. Yeah. But no, you're right. We haven't actually gamed at all. So
I know you're as much as a fraud as I am.
Yeah, I know.
The Pong is like one of those like appear offline guys though.
Yes.
So you gotta like I'll just roll the dice sometimes and send him a random party invite to see if he's there. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I answer.
Yeah, you do.
When I'm around.
But hey, Phasma, thank you for being here. Fellow no-gooder, also future panelist on an unannounced show on this channel. It's gonna be awesome doing that with you. It'll be quite different than this, but it'll still be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. And hey, make sure everybody knows where they can find you as well.
They can find me on Twitter at AKA Phasma. Also, I am a writer reviewer for Season Gaming. So you can find my reviews and just gaming articles in general there, seasongaming.com, or on Twitter at Season Gaming. Thanks for everyone for coming out, by the way.
Thanks
for having me.
Well, what's the next review you're working on?
I think the next will be I don't think I'm gonna do anything until Battlefield and Call of Duty Vanguard.
Okay, right on. I'll be looking at your Call of Duty Vanguard review.
I know. I know. For their sake, I hope it works, because if I can't get through the campaign again, then it's not going to be a 6 this year.
And Jasper, who is the newest full-time panelist on Fun Pop, thank you for being here as well, dude. I appreciate
Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you, bro?
If you want to check me out, it's Jasper_Gaming_ on Twitter, Jasper Gaming on YouTube. And then, as he said, I'm on Fun Pop on Wednesday nights. So just come by on that and say hi.
Like, yeah, man. And Psychonauts, the mellow fellow, my brother. Where can people find you, dude?
Yeah. First, I just want to say shout out to everyone in chat. You guys were awesome. It was a great night tonight. You guys were awesome. Thanks for Obi, Phasma, and Jasper coming on tonight. You guys were fantastic. Love you guys, and miss everyone that's here tonight. Lupa, Lady, and especially Kate being sick. Hope you get better. You can find me everywhere. Psychonauts 8. You can find me Wednesdays on Fun Pop with Jasper and Mav, and here every Friday at 9 with these guys. And I have a YouTube channel, Gamer Chat Podcast. Gamer Chat's one word. And I will eventually start streaming some more stuff. But right now, life has been complicated. So,
yeah.
You know.
Here you, man.
And check out my OnlyFans too.
Oh my God.
All right, take a deep breath, Pong, before you do this.
Okay. Well, hey, Pong, the encyclopedia of gaming dating back to the furryverse game ever created, Pong Soul. Hey, besides Acquisition Thursdays, where can people find you?
You're so dumb.
You don't like that? That's like the best name for anybody. Come on. Give me a little credit. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I love you, brother. Don't worry about it. It's great. It's fantastic. It's the best writing ever done. So
better than InXile?
Yeah, exactly. Better than InXile. Hey, look, it was a great night. Appreciate thoroughly, again, from the bottom of my heart, Phasma, Obi, and Jasper being here. Again, it would have been a funny show if it had just been me, you, and Psycho, but we would have done it. But it's great to have people, especially awesome, amazing people from the community, come in here each and every week and give their thoughts. I love hearing the different thoughts that people bring with them. I mean, that's what this is all about. So we don't always have to agree, and it's just amazing to hear different perspectives. So thank you all for being here. Family, love you all. Miss you, Kaitlin. Miss you, Lady. Miss you, Lupa. Obviously, can't wait to have you all back. Miss you, 3-bit. But, again, we have our disagreements, 3-bit. So I did talk about Val first, 3-bit, back in the day. So, just kidding. Love you, brother. Hope to get you back as well soon, too. But again, chat, guys are amazing. I already shouted you guys out, but you really, really, really are. Appreciate you guys. Love and respect to all of you. Look, tomorrow morning, hear more of me. You haven't heard enough of me this week, obviously. You keep showing up. So why don't you come to Living Split Screen? Come see my brother from another, Steel, and I, okay? We haven't heard Steel's thoughts yet on all of this. Great smoke this week. So come by 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, 3 p.m. UK time. That's Living Split Screen. Split Screen is all one word. Find us, set your alarms. We'll wake you up, get your day going, drop by. And then tomorrow night, the Shot Podcast with PTK, Blam, Centurion, Fuzzy Belvedere. Shout out to Fuzzy, who was in the chat as always as well. And maybe Stegarilla this week. Drop on in. Great show to end Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 p.m. Arizona time, as PTK always likes to say. That's the Shot Podcast. And then, of course, Tuesdays over on Double Barrel Gaming, Mr. Boomstick, Zemi Games. 3-bit is taking a break because of how busy he is making all of our future content. Splinter Cell. So drop by there. Check us out on Tuesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. That is the Xbox Factor podcast. Mav has been filling in a ton, so you'll probably see Mav show his face around there too. Hey, guys, get out there. Ladies, get out there this weekend. Play what you love what you play. It is the golden age of gaming. I'm going to tell that until it's burned into your soul. There is no better time to be a gamer. All this talk is just a part of the fun. Love you all. Again, we'll talk to you soon.
Heck yeah, dude. And thanks to the panel. Thanks again, chat. You rock, guys. So many awesome people in it. It was flowing. Hey, check out if you're an audio listener. Hey, this is available on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify. You don't have to watch us live if it's okay, right? If you miss it, we got you covered, right? Also to everybody watching after the fact, appreciate you too as well. For those that aren't live on YouTube, shout out to everybody. Check out all the streams that we have. Also, Fun Pop Wednesday nights. Super appreciate it. So have a great one, guys. I will see you later. And bye, panel.
Hey, everybody.
Bye.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Can't find my button. Oh, wait, here it is.
That was awkward.
Oh, Jesus.
Bye.
That is a man.
Kaitlin knows how that feels.
Oh.
Pong Soul.
Bro, he did you dirty.
That's still live too. Hey, bye everybody. Fuck you, man. No, I was kidding.